fuck it. I ended up getting myself a new mic.
Hey!
Nice.
Yep, I paid $140 and got myself a HyperX Quadcast.
Very cool.
Nice.
I don't know what that is, but very, very cool.
It's a big ass red fucking mic.
Yeah. That's what, cardioid?
Yes.
Okay.
See? So what you're telling me is you got yourself a dog dick mic.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, more power to you, buddy.
And it's served me well so far. I think the game sometimes gets a little bit finicky, and I think the acoustics in my room get a little bit weird, but it's not the worst thing in the world.
I always want to buy. I always have to talk myself out of getting like a Blue Yeti mic, just because like I wouldn't do anything with it. There's like no reason for me to have that.
So interestingly enough, I've been starting to stream at least shit for like Halo since Halo 2 anniversary came out recently,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
and a few of like smaller things, but it's been interesting. I haven't had a real honest to god mic in a long time because my old one was mostly used for production work, and I kind of left it. And I believe, if I'm correct, I'd still be with my boss. I might have to go get that at some point.
I mean, like my cheap, shitty, fucking dollar store mic's working pretty well. So one of
This
those.
is one.
Why fuck with what works?
Well, no, the one that I had was one that my mom wanted to get because when she would travel, and they would have her going out to places like San Diego or anything like that to go get talent.
Okay.
She would have to like bring some equipment with her, and they wouldn't always provide like good mics. So it'd be like the crap that's on like a phone, or not a phone, but the camera.
Yeah.
And she was like, you know what, we're gonna work with this. This is gonna be much better for all of us.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I think probably the only thing I'm missing for it, I was considering getting an arm, but not sure.
I mean, how is it standing now?
It comes with a small stand, and it's about maybe 2 feet away from my face. Luckily, it kind of, with the way that it's set up, I have it set up that it's only picking up like noise from the front. So it's not like picking up like clicks, and it's not picking up other things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I go back to my previous statement of why fuck with what works.
That's true. No. The power of the $15 mic from a fucking dollar store is wonderful. I do not understand that at all.
Well, no, I'm saying with the stand that you have, like.
Oh yeah.
You know.
I mean, I was considering the arm just so I can have more space on my computer desk to have things. So I'm just gonna give you guys a heads up now. Some of the character drawings that I do provide for characters are not 100% accurate. So if I do present something that's a little bit memey, or looks kind of like a meme, please take it to be a meme.
Well, dude, my character's literally a stick figure running.
Well, I understand, but like some people, like I've had it happen in other campaigns. So, like for instance, one that I was playing with Leo and his girlfriend, they went up against an owl wizard, and he looked different from one artist's interpretation to the other.
Oh.
Okay. I had to explain that there was a bit of nuance, and I thought the other picture captured the character better.
Okay.
It also technically worked because, technically speaking, he had his own ascended plane, like his own demi-plane he had created and did his own thing in. So it was very much like his own pocket dimension, so he could look however the flying hell he wanted to. Tom, is your brother going to be joining us?
I texted him. I haven't heard back yet.
All right, that's fine. I genuinely don't mind.
I mean, he's missed. He's
I know,
already
he
missed
missed
one
session.
session, so like realistically, he's already stepped into the ranks of the real D&D players.
It's fine.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I could tell you what the hell. Oh, wow, that is actually interesting. I've never seen that before. So while somebody's connecting, it shows like a little circle thing showing that they are connecting. Huh. Son of a bitch! I've never seen that before.
I'm not seeing it on my end.
By the way, Mario, I want to say thank you as always for streaming this.
No, yeah, absolutely.
It's always a pleasure to have an audience on top of the audience that I currently already have.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the audience is in like the people playing. But,
How's the reception on the game? What are people saying?
I mean, I don't have an audience per se, so it's usually like Bon Bon or Jess when she gets on.
Okay.
I did have that one random, but I kind of took last 2 weeks off. I just wasn't feeling it, so I don't have anyone like popping in anymore. I really got to get back on that horse this week.
That's
and
fine.
Hit it hard.
Wouldn't that be something if that was the Mario that we banned?
Huh?
That would give me a little bit of a scare, but only because it's just the meme Vince had about it. It's like, so you told the two guys who are the biggest cowards about this kind of thing to ban this guy? He's like, help me.
Don't worry, you got some big strong guys at the park to protect you.
I mean, yeah, I have Raul, Kadu, and you.
Oh,
Me
don't
and Vince,
forget Raul.
I did say Raul. Shit, of course I'm gonna say Raul first.
I mean, I could always run in and distract for like the
Fucking
1 second.
Mario with the intercept.
Mario, meat shield, go!
Yes. I'm only here to look pretty.
I'm here to run what we call interference. So, let's get started then, everyone. Is everyone here?
I think so.
believe so.
Shannon?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, you might have to mute yourself on roll 20 because you're coming out twice, Bigger Boss.
Who, me?
Who?
Yeah, no, that's probably me. Look, I'll lower my volume on my thing because this is a little bit better for me. All right. So, since everyone is here, let's get started. Previously, you all were enjoying your time in the city of Leviathan's Edge. Everything seemed to be, at least somewhat out of the ordinary, given a town full of like monsters and monstrous races, kind of trying to coexist together. Suddenly, there was a string of attacks that sprang up around the city. Buildings were being lit on fire. Random mooks and bandits were making their way through the city, trying, to cause a muck and a ruckus. Between you guys and the city guard, as well as the guards of all the other delegations in town, they had relative ease dispatching the bandits, though that was more an obscurement of the actual prize. It seems that they had targeted, or at least were attempting to target, members of the delegations at the peace conferences. As soon as you guys figured that out, you guys made your way back to the place where the peace talks were occurring, and found yourselves all as a bit of a captive audience to a rather peculiar rogue. With some sort of grasp or understanding of magic, this rogue managed to keep an entire room of high-powered casters, melee warriors, and other such, masters of their craft, kind of on their toes. Random knives being thrown through walls, people dropping dead inexplicably. Very much caused a rare sense of commotion amongst people who are normally rather capable. After an ultimatum was delivered to ask for a tide stone, the group started looking at Narif, who had you guys figured out that he had brought his tide stone with him, was kind of in a shitty spot. It was very rough. It wasn't until the group started realizing and starting to pick off the pieces of information that maybe members of the delegation themselves are conspiring with the assailants. With several very, very clever moments and very clever usages of spells, you were able to discern that it was actually one of the delegation of Razorwind's representatives that may have been behind the whole thing at the same time. No sooner did you get the chance to, you all found yourselves inexorably trapped in what seems to be some sort of demi-plane, where you were accosted by said member of that delegation, as well as some sort of abomination he seemed to have brought up. Sure enough, you dispatched him and his guards with relative ease, only to find out that as you awoke, you were under some sort of mind-altering effect and had actually slaughtered two random guards of both the castle and the delegation, as well as slaying the man himself. Though, no sooner did that occur, you managed to figure out exactly whom this person was, and that he was indeed not a member of the delegation, but rather an assassin of the Ishtali Order, another group or a group of assassins represented within the actual delegations. After several questions and prodding using Speak with the Dead, which unfortunately, due to the circumstances, can't be used like that anymore. So after I look through the rule for Speak with the Dead, you can actually only use it once per 10 days. So that is something that we kind of need to go with, but we'll allow any information that was given from there to stand and everything works. Aside from that, you figured out that there was certain information that makes most of the delegation rather tenuous. That it was indeed the delegation of Razorwind that was trying to do this, but rather it seems to be that either elements are trying to set them up, or they seem to be making it rather blatantly obvious. Something doesn't seem right, and the delegation itself is seeming to disband and disperse before the real peace conference can actually get underway, and are going to be launching their own independent investigations into Razorwind and the Ishtali Order as they can. The town itself seems to be in a bit of a hustle and a bustle. The fires are being put out, the bodies are being laid out in the streets, and the criminals are being left out in gibbets near the docks. You all find yourselves inside the castle once again, just trying to plan out your next move as those of you who either were in town visiting friends found that they also were going to be leaving town to meet out their own ends and figure out what exactly is going on. Though one thing seems to be relatively clear to everyone, these tide stones are not natural, and something seems to be drawing them together. Now, what will occur when those things come together seems to be unknown, but it does not seem good. So, Shen, as you're sitting down, at least at one of the tables there, just enjoying your day, the young girl actually comes up, and it's the young girl you've been taking care of in your
Nora,
time here.
yes.
Nora comes running up, and she kind of comes and she seems much cheerier now. Her complexion is seemingly brightened up a little bit, as you feel as if a lot of weight and tension has been brought off her shoulders. She kind of comes up, like, I'd like to say thank you for what you did for me the other day.
Of course, dear. If there's anything else we can do to secure your safety in the town, or if you'd like to come back with us wherever we're going from here, you're welcome to follow.
I would actually appreciate it, to be honest with you. Leviathan's Edge isn't necessarily safe, as everybody's kind of starting to see. But I did want to bring up some information and something you might find relevant.
Wonderful, let's have it.
So you remember that woman I told you about, Davy?
Yes.
So she's starting to ask questions on why some of her men were put in a garbage can. No.
Oh, it was only the one.
Well, yes, yeah, he was. Though he doesn't seem to be much liberty to speak or tell anybody. They only just found him in there, and he seems to be rather scared of you. In fact, he doesn't even go by me anymore. So I would probably say if we are going to leave or we're going to deal with this now, we probably should. Because if she does, or Davy doesn't find out who caused the issue, she's going to take it out on all the kids that she's got under her employment. She's not particularly kind about that kind of punishment. On that, I can assure you.
We can't have that, can we?
I suppose not.
Well, you stay here in the castle. I'll go find my boon companions, cook up a scheme, and figure it all out, all right?
I appreciate it.
Of course, dear. In the meantime, stay comfortable, stay fed, and we'll come get you if we need you, all right?
Okay. She kind of goes off, and she heads over towards the mess hall where there are still members of the delegation either packing up their things or they're still enjoying their midday meal. King Cook was Regent Cook was rather nice about the whole thing and said that, people can still stay in the castle for as long as they'd like, though he would appreciate it that since we aren't going to have any peace conferences, that people stay civil while within the city streets and within the walls. So aside from that, Narif also seems to be packing up, but he knows for a fact that he probably will not leave until you all choose to. Mario, what are you currently doing right now?
I'm gonna say Dork most likely is at the bar. No one can, no one really knows if he's drunk or not, but he's definitely talking about the wonders and the correct one true God that is Morgan. Safe to say he's either making a lot of friends or making a lot of enemies.
Well, let's see now, shall we? Give me a Jesus Christ, Tom. What in the Lord's green earth did you roll here?
Everything. He rolled all
So,
the dice.
I'd like you to give me a D20 roll, just a raw dog D20 roll.
Okay.
Then I want you to say high or low.
I will go with high. Yeah.
High. Okay. So anything higher than a 10?
I'd like to be a couple stools down from him.
Okay.
Damn it.
So
not really hanging out with you, but in the vicinity.
In case if something happens. Yeah, I gotcha.
So Tom, you all are actually it's in the mess hall within the castle, more or less. But you see most of like the guards and the traveling companions are there enjoying a drink, and you're all sitting there on your little pews and benches. And Tom, you see that Doric is having quite the rousing conversation, which seems to be almost like a debate with several other members of the congregation or his congregation. Now, he's not necessarily within his right mind, but not necessarily, absolutely pants on head blasted like he was last time.
This is the perfect time to make my move.
Yep. No,
I'm going to find Father Doric. Strike up a conversation if I can get a word in edgewise, in between all the proselytizing and whatnot.
As you see the good father speaking, him and the people he seems to be conversating with, some are getting a little more aggravated, but some are finding him rather, not pleasant, but
amusing, entertaining.
I would probably say more along the lines of tolerable.
That's all
I listen to see what they're talking about.
He's coming in with about the zeal of a Catholic. Yes, I heard. Go down. I'll go down afterward. So he's coming in with the zeal of a Catholic, though the charisma of a mute man. Yeah. So,
Father Doric, I am so sorry to interrupt what is probably a very rousing sermon, but I was wondering if I could have your ear for just a minute.
Sure. What do you need?
Do you remember that girl Nora that we saved from abject poverty and prostitution and organized crime and whatnot?
Oh, you mean the thief?
Yes, the former thief, who is now an upstanding functionary, if I have anything to say about it.
Okay. What does the thief need or want, or what do you need?
She wants nothing more than an honest living, and it's not with her directly I am concerned. But she tells me that her crime boss has employed an entire flock of wayward youngsters that are in danger over our rescue of the poor girl. So I was wondering if you were keen on saving a few more wayward souls.
Fine. But
not very Catholic of him. I mean, I don't know if Moradin's religion is very Catholic. I don't know if Mordinians technically translate to Catholicism, but
right.
Close enough.
I mean, think of all the poor wayward Dibbons driven to a life of crime under pain of death.
It could mean a lot of alms for the poor, and
exactly.
They are poor. So, yeah, all right, fine.
Sure enough, Tom, you hear the conversation, and Father Dork is not particularly what's the word for it? Subtle in his conversations with or Sir Reginald. And very much most of the conversation is kind of ended amongst the others there, and they're kind of, either shrugging him off and leaving the conversation between Sir Reginald and Doric.
I'll actually
And-
walk up. So we're going to help this poor orphan child, eh?
Loads and loads of poor orphan children. Apparently, the one we rescued is one of a pack that are pressed into service by a terrible hobgoblin taskmistress named Davy.
Wait, children come in packs now?
Yes. Do you remember that goblin we threw in the dumpster?
I mean, barely.
Yes.
As
I mean,
it
I don't think-
happens,
I
He
don't
was
think
one of-
Doric would have remembered that. Like
Yeah.
the man was absolutely blasted to high hell and back.
Right, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I don't think I was actually there for that.
Yeah, you are.
I think I was in a different area.
No, you weren't there. Well, he was like absolutely like ranting and scared shitless because he's just seen like some sort of eldritch abomination.
Oh,
yeah, I
yes.
don't. Oh, maybe we were.
Yes, I remember now. Yes, I remember the trash can.
I remember the screaming.
Yeah.
yes.
Oh man. All right, sorry about that.
So what do we have to do to save this pack of children?
Well, I imagine the first thing we have to do is find out where this Davy person has them sleep at night, and then can go confront Davy herself.
Well, couldn't we just ask the child that?
See, this is why I brought you in on this. You've got all these good ideas to share with us.
I mean, seems like that would have been the first thing I would have done.
The orphan child's name slips
Nora.
me. Nora. All right, thank you.
Where is the...
Child of.
So, Ed, you're kind of sitting around maybe about a few seats or beside Doric and oh god. And you kind of sit there on the sidelines, a rather decent distance away from the rest of the party. A rather distant look on your face as you seem to be rather worried about the events that have currently happened and the whereabouts of Abraham, wondering on whether or not if he's safe or not, and whether or not what he intends to find at the Shifting Spire.
Yeah, you know, Eddie just being gay.
Oh, absolutely. Not only that,
I mean, you know, he spent the whole night, besides getting the life beaten out of him by the hair, drawing him and writing music to try and express his happy emotions about the hug, but you know.
Ed kind of comes to this conclusion, though, that if what he's looking for is information on the void, there's going to be a point in time where he's going to look and find information that may not necessarily be too what's the word for it, malleable,
Safe?
human mind, safe. So
Safe.
yeah,
Not safe.
so there's that weird sinking feeling that starts lingering in your mind, hoping and praying that this guy doesn't find something that, it doesn't leave too many mental scars, I suppose, would be the proper term. Because no doubt your own investigations and, what's the word for it, cavortions with the void tend to end very well for subjects. So suddenly, no sooner that your kind of thought process is kind of like snapped by the ramblings and bamblings of the rest of the party, you kind of get up, and I would assume you would probably walk over to where they're at, or what do you want to do?
I don't know. I mean, Eddie's... I guess he's gonna go over to the party, sure, whatever. I mean, you know.
So, sure enough, you're kind of informed of the situation.
I love how we're all like
And you all kind of come to the conclusion that while the child herself may not be necessarily the most important member of the group, nor would she even be relevant, but the idea of having a bunch of kids being enslaved to a goblin and forced to do some rather unspeakable things doesn't seem like a good thing in general. And that, maybe this woman should be taken down a peg. Sure enough, you guys run into Nora actually within the same place. And she tells you that there is a small group of alleyways kind of connected, or that kind of connect the downtown to the upper parts of the city, where most of the city's orphans and hood rats all kind of cavort and conspire. It's unfortunately been kind of aptly named just the alley. It's not particularly well or creatively thought, but this is an idea come up of with the product of several 10-year-olds. What if anytime the party has to do something heroic. Sure enough, though, Nora kind of explains to you that there are several goblins who kind of come by every day. That you normally should maybe, if you want to get any information out of to find where Davy normally has her stomping grounds, it would probably be Giz. Giz is a particularly plump goblin who kind of comes up to get collection money from some of the older boys, and he tends to be a little bit more hardier than other goblins. So,
and we can find this Giz character in the alley.
Yes, he tends to hang out in the alley, quote unquote. Tends to just kind of come over there every day, comes in, collects his money, kind of roughs the kids up to keep them in line, and then heads off to do the rest of his run.
All right.
I have
You first.
What if we were to take Eddie, dress him up as a small child, and send him in for reconnaissance?
I've got an idea along those very lines, as it happens. Let us adjourn to our quarters, and I'll show you a neat trick. What? Nora, would you come with us?
Sure. You got it, Reginald?
Sir Reginald.
No, he's just she's kind of concerned on the idea of the title thing, and she's a little confused.
All right, Reggie's going to gather up the gaggle and bring them up to the bedrooms that have been set up for our use.
Yep. You guys return to your quarters. It's not necessarily connected to the castle. It's like a giant guest house. So yeah, you guys kind of exit the castle, go to the main courtyard, and enter into the guest house.
All right, once we're all in, I'm going to shut the door.
Okay.
And tell them all, do you want to see a neat trick? And then I'm going to use disguise self to make myself look exactly like Nora.
Wow. Really cool trick.
Then I'm going to say, I know, right? In her voice, if I can manage it.
Oof. Okay, we'll say you get close enough that it would probably sound like Nora, but with a slight head cold. So you get close, very close.
You might be able to get away with short responses, but
yeah, long conversations might be a little bit difficult, but you could definitely do short responses just fine.
Yeah,
it's the nose. Can't be helped, I'm afraid.
Actually, wait, does disguise self allow you to disguise your voice?
Only your appearance.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. No, it still remains the same. I was just wondering whether or not if it kind of, if you could do it to make things a little bit easier. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, definitely. Well, this should work on Giz. He's, what's the word for it? Not particularly bright. Kind of an idiot. But,
Excellent.
I will warn you, I don't think that's going to work on Davy. She's, kind of shrill and, particularly, what's the word for it?
shrill way.
Devilish?
She's shrill and devilish.
She kind of describes that Davy is very much like the prototypical idea of the mob boss. She does not take insolence, nor does she tolerate disrespect. She's had men killed for lesser offenses than disrespecting her or calling her judgment into question. And even more so if you question her on being a god, on questioning her capability just because she's a goblin. She's quite brutal in the way that she dishes out punishment. But she is rather shrill and quite genius in the way she runs things. I'm sorry, I can't really hold that Nora voice for too long. It kind of hurts a little bit. But
That's all right.
with that in mind, I'm assuming you all grab everything you guys need to and head over? Or is anybody going to make any other preparations or any sort of attempts to disguise themselves in order to get through?
I mean, let's see. To check Eddie's spell list.
I do have a disguise kit, but I think I could be used better elsewhere.
Yeah, a disguise kit would probably... Wait, how tall is your character, Tom?
5'9". Way too tall.
Yeah, no, unless you wanted to go with like some sort of child suffering from elephantitis, I don't think he's going to be it's going to work out.
Yeah, I think I'm better used elsewhere.
We could set you up in the alley as a spotter, dressed as a bum or a homeless person or pickpocket or something.
Yes.
What about a child with reverse vitiligo?
He's got the Benjamin Button.
What's up, guys?
What's reverse vitiligo? Is that like chocolate and vanilla instead of vanilla and chocolate?
Well, no, isn't
That's the Benjamin Button disease.
I
It's
meant alopecia.
backwards.
I meant
alopecia.
alopecia. My bad.
Yeah.
Oh, Eddie can cast invisibility. Is that useful?
I believe that version of invisibility is what, up to one other target aside from yourself?
I
Sure,
think
I have-
so. Don't quote me on it, though.
Also, Eddie is very short and he's very pretty and childish looking, so that could be useful. We were
Ooh.
gonna try.
What if we sold Edward as a prospective new operative for this operation, and the other two gentlemen were made invisible?
I mean, that would work.
It's only a creature. Yeah. It's only a creature that can do that. Yeah, I can definitely see that working. I kind of find the hilarity of selling one of your party members into prostitution. Definitely,
I mean, he does have that purty mouth.
Hey, look, I may be a fucking slut, but I'm not. Can we please discuss this a bit more?
I mean,
Maybe.
Alright,
is
we're
there,
not going to sell you into actual prostitution.
Yeah, but
yet. What?
this is God. This is really
It's
uncomfortable.
okay. It's okay.
We're going to...
You mentioned that you can make things invisible?
a person invisible or a creature invisible.
Well,
Hey.
fortunately, so can I.
just
You have
think of this as an
invisibility?
internship.
Yourself and Reginald go
Yes.
in. Myself and Doric will be invisible. We'll be
Exactly.
there backing you up.
We'll
Yeah.
just be two poor wayward waifs, one recruiting for the cause, and as soon as things go sideways or this Gix person lets his guard down, we'll snatch him up and beat the location of the other kids out of him. What?
How about this? If you feel like if things are going past the point where you can like really control things, why don't we come up with a safe word?
Safe
Oh,
word.
Anna,
Talking
Is it
about
safe word, or-
prostitution and having a safe word. Love it.
I mean,
What if I turned into a gold monkey and drew my sword and started laying about myself with deadly force? Would that be a good signal?
yes.
All right, that'll be the signal. If things go wrong and we need to bust in, crossbows blazing and whatnot, I'll draw my sword, turn into a great bloody golden monkey, and start killing people.
Okay, yeah.
Man, that's a pretty good idea, I'm not going to lie.
All right, I like this plan. I'm happy to be part of it. When do we start?
Assuming you guys have just,
We
on
can-
the way over, you guys have been talking about it. You were still disguised as Nora. Nora stayed at home in the cabins. well, the rest of you kind of figured it out. Once you guys got to a decent distance away from the alley, you guys kind of dipped behind cover. So I'm assuming, Tom, you and Mario are going to make yourselves invisible, or?
I can make myself invisible. Eddie's going to have to make Mario invisible.
Okay, and then Nora's going to be bringing Ed in to become, or to bring him in. Got it.
Yes.
Okay,
Recruitment sort of thing.
Perfect.
Now, can I use my disguise kit on Nora to make her, not Nora, Eddie, to make him look more like a child?
He already looks like a baby, honestly. He's just
I think the
small,
only thing
pretty
is,
boy.
like, Ed is that
It's
Ed's
just his voice is
his
the main
voice and
thing.
his color and all the stuff that he wears kind of gives him a bit of a.
We'll just dress him in rags and roll him in the dirt.
I mean, that works.
Eddie is not. No.
Is he going in with his own outfit?
I say this speculatively to know.
He's got his less colorful clothing and such, but he is not going to be rolled in the dirt. He would rather die.
So as you see, Roman,
His hair can also turn black, so that's useful.
You don't have to roll
For this, it's
it.
just the head wings that are gonna, and the creepy eyeballs.
I'm just gonna pick up some dirt and say, you don't have to, like you said, you don't have to roll it. Just put this on your face.
Yeah.
His face is already kind of a mess because of the
It's like a mud
the
mask.
hair.
the hair went to town on you.
It's literally
Yeah.
a mud mask.
His face has already got some gashes and bruises on it. He's just gonna use a little bit of like his eyeliner to smudge around his eyes up some, and just, makeup is very useful for making yourself look like you're filthy, but not actually, having any dirt on you.
Sure enough, then we'll assume you got all that done. As you guys seem to get close to the alley, you start to see that most of the delegates and all of the other rich folk seem to start fading away, and the crowd seems to be a little bit closer to the usual kind of rabble-rousers, petty thieves, larceners, and pickpockets you would normally assume.
I'll start to assume that haunted visage that we see on Nora, that whipped puppy look that she sports when she's...
Yeah, the puppy is definitely the best way to think about it. So,
Eddie can't really emote with his eyes, but he's already too disturbed by what he's being told to do to not look like he's fucking dying inside. So, yeah.
That's perfect, lad. Just look terrified and uncertain until it's time to whip out the blades, all right?
Yeah, all you gotta do is look poor. It's how it is.
Just look poor. Oh my god!
Excuse.
Look impoverished quick.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So sure enough, as you guys are walking
Am I wrong?
close, I mean, you're not.
Especially in like a medieval setting.
What? Do you mean like, do something paupery, quick?
Quick. For money and scratch around in the dirt. Yeah, man, that's definitely how that's gonna work. As you get closer, you actually see like a small, like gnomish man, very pot-bellied with a large mustache, kind of looks at you, Sir Reginald, and says, "Nora, oh my God, where have you been? Here I thought, thinking you left the game behind here."
I'm gonna jump back and cast invisibility on myself.
I already assumed you guys did that as you guys got close. I never want to force you guys into assuming that you guys didn't do things like that. If you guys made preparation, we'll assume as you got there you did it.
Okay.
I'm going to flinch at the sound of his voice and give him a furtive, haunted look.
Sure enough, he kind of looks at you like, "What's wrong, baby girl? Here I thought everything was okay."
I'm going to shake my head ruefully as if, no, everything is not okay.
Oh,
Sort of
come
thing.
Come on, dear. Not everything is the end of the world. I know Davy said that she was going to start flaying people, but
You're gonna be fine. She's just being hyperbolic. Will say though, I feel sorry for the poor son of a bitch who threw one of her boys in a trash can. That's definitely not going to be good for that guy. But
I'll give him a wide-eyed nod, as if I'm agreeing.
all right,
And then I'll push Edward to the fore and say, I brought her a present. Sort of an I'm sorry. Please don't kill me.
He kind of looks at Ed. Actually, you see him actually put his hands on your face, Ed, as he starts like looking you down, like if he were looking at like a horse. Perched a horse. Starts looking around. He starts looking in your eyes a little bit. It's like a little bit weird on the eyes, but I think he can work.
I'll give Ed's hand a little encouraging squeeze, sort of an I'm here for you, keep it together sort of thing.
How is Ed reacting to this?
I mean, look. PTSD has given him some trouble, but he's just generally twitchy and dead looking.
Got it.
Ah, so
Mostly
shutting down and
emotionless, but
dissociating, like a...
not exactly shutting down, just very scarily, uncomfortably quiet and vigilant. And his eyes are kind of emoting a bit for once. It's kind of not...
Normal.
It's scary. He's less cute than usual, more disturbing to look at. The painfully symmetrical nature of his face is a bit... He's just a little too him. A little too otherworldly.
Not to worry, there are certain customers who will pay extra for that.
He goes,
I mean, yeah, he looks like a doll. A literal porcelain doll. Too perfect in an unsettling way.
I think Davy might find something for him. Definitely looks like you could probably get some use out of maybe one of the more noble types. It's fine. I'd be careful though. Giz seems to be on the warpath today, kids. So, be careful. And he kind of walks off. Seems to be going about minding his business. You guys manage to get to the alley, and you see it's actually kind of its own like microcosmic ecosystem within Leviathan's reach. You see like small houses made of cardboard boxes and plywood. You see children kind of making their way up and down this rather large alley, actually, for what it is, as it seems to be somewhat like an intersect between between several large major streets. So there just seems to be about 30 to 35 feet in distance between one wall to the other, and it goes about a good 200 feet in and out. So it's quite sizable in what it is. And you see these kids have kind of put this into their own little town within a city, so to speak. You see several kids are running up and down, either enjoying themselves, playing, pacing, some looking more worried than others. You hear some kids rambling on. You guys kind of definitely get the sense that there are some kids that are definitely worried about Davy's wrath on this one. Others are, just playing about, enjoying themselves, hoping and praying that everything's going to be fine. That nothing bad is going to happen. Could I get a perception check out of everyone? Sure, I had it here.
Perception.
I knew I had it here.
What was perception again? Intelligence? Wisdom? Wisdom, right?
Wisdom.
It's actually a raw dog skill check there. I believe it's intelligence.
Okay.
Oof. Sweet baby Jesus. Nat 20. It's a 10 and a 27. The mother of mercy. You have a 0?
Wait,
Yeah.
it's a wisdom check. Plus
wisdom?
proficiency bonus if you're trained in.
Okay, so
Wait,
in that
I was
case,
Perception.
we're at.
Is it wisdom?
Well, I mean, not that it
Make
would
sure.
matter, but we'll add a 4 to that if it's a wisdom check.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. I'm stupid. I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I still fail pretty badly. Unless you want me to reroll that.
You're stricken with almost blindness. Sorry about that. So
You're blind and invisible. Fuck, you might as well just be fucking the spirit.
Yes.
and Roman, you guys kind of get the idea that a lot of the kids here have definitely been going about their days, stealing, pilfering, and robbing stores about the place. And the fiasco that occurred yesterday definitely seemed to have levied them at least a decent amount of a haul. So, Reginald, you kind of seem to come up with this weird, or you get this weird impression that not only have these kids been stealing, they've also been doing other things. You hear, words of gossip. Things speaking of, how some of the older nobles are talking about, probably reevaluating their current agreements with both not only the heads of state here in Leviathan's Edge, but also maybe hedging their bets that maybe the city would be better off with a more unified arrangement. You don't really seem to understand what that term means, but you hear the kids are saying these words that they definitely do not understand. But some of the kids seem to come to the conclusion thinking, wait, are they saying that they may not, this might affect them? Is this something that might affect Davy? They're all very confused. And you can definitely get the impression that, there's a lot of uncertainty building. And while these kids definitely made a lot of money over the past few days, given the whole situation, the air of uncertainty hangs heavy. No sooner do you guys get to more or less what would be considered the center of the alley, you see this rather large goblin. Honest to God, I don't even think he may even be a goblin. He might just be a small orc.
What was his name? Was it Jizz?
His name is Grizz.
Grizz. All right.
He is
6 of one, half dozen of the other. What?
You kind of see a large goblin man kind of walking down the street. His meaty fist kind of, extended outward as his other hand starts tapping his palm, almost insinuating that these kids have something of his. Sure enough, the kids' bashful look in their eyes are, giving them money, jewelry, several pieces of paper that they don't necessarily know. And he's just making his way down as you see, several lines of children kind of going down the line, handing him things. Sure enough, you see some children don't necessarily provide the information or things that Grizz wanted, and he responds in kind by delivering quite the brutal backhand. You can tell that those children are clearly knocked out, and they're definitely not in good straits. But yes. As you can tell, Grizz is just moving down. He's starting to get closer to you guys. He seems to be focusing on one side of the alley, so he's not paying attention too much to you guys.
All right, I'll edge up so that he has to go through fewer children to get to us, so that we're further up in the lineup.
Okay, so you guys accelerate your pace a little bit. How he twitches and cleric and the beating of children. Possibility of scaring kids into believing in Warden while he's invisible.
Scaring them and beating them are two different things, though.
I mean, both are traumatizing. But, fair enough.
This is how you kids will learn to see religion.
Yeah, but if you scare them, they at least learn the lesson, though. You beat a kid, he's just gonna get angry.
And you see one of the kids kind of looks at you and just kind of nods, scared. His eyes are almost wide-eyed as you say it. So you guys are getting close. You guys are about maybe 15 feet away from Grizz.
All right, I'll make a show of flinching and fawning so that he notices us, but
You mean
look,
you? Eddie's not.
I want to sell that I'm trying to avoid notice by also making myself more obvious in my attempts to avoid notice, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you're feigning a sense of like hiding.
Yes.
When he does approach, I'd like to circle around back behind him.
All right. I'm going to need you to do something for me then when you do that, Tom. But we'll resolve that. Actually, no, you can resolve it now. I'm going to need you guys to give me a stealth check at advantage because he's definitely not paying attention to you guys, nor does he particularly care. So that would be Doric and Roman. So 16. All right, up to you, Roman.
16, yeah. You there, bud?
Yeah, sorry about that. I was changing. So what am I rolling again?
Dexterity check with your proficiency bonus if you're trained in stealth.
This is gonna be fun.
You know, as most members of the clergy are.
Super.
Actually, it's just the nuns with their sneakers.
I mean, if we follow Saloon.
Give us another go. You've got advantage. Thank goodness.
Yeah, because your ass would have been caught.
There we are.
-1. Good lord.
Yeah.
So sure enough, he kind of looks at you, Nora, out of the corner of his eye. After he pretty much pile drives this small kid, he doesn't even slap them. He just delivers like an overhead fist and knocks this kid's head into the pavement.
Turned them into potted plants.
Yeah, he planted himself a dumbass tree. So, sure enough, he looks around and is like, well, if it isn't the little runaway. So tell me, kid, you got Davy money?
Better? I brought a peace offering for Davy.
Kind of
Then
looks
I'll
at you.
prod Edward forward.
This little thing. Kind of looks. He doesn't necessarily have the same deft hands that the gnome had, and he pretty much ostensibly manhandles the shit out of you. Ed. Kind of looks you over, is like, face grimacing. As you look him closer, Ed, you realize that this man is an absolute brute. He does not keep himself in proper condition. He does not clean himself. He is the absolute stereotype of the brutish henchman.
Easy. We want him unbruised. I thought he was really pretty, and some people might pay extra for that.
All right, fine. He grabs Ed by the shoulder. I'll make sure he isn't bruised. I had to take him to meet the boss first. Make sure he knows who he's dealing with.
Could I come too?
Oh, you want to see Davy?
I need to apologize, and this kid was my apology, so I want to make sure she knows it was me who found him.
Make a persuasion check at advantage.
All right.
Just small eyeball twitches as you're being manhandled by this giant fucking goblin.
His eyeballs are also now oozing black goop. Yeah, Eddie's losing his calm a little bit. This is not a good situation.
Would it be
The hair is watching, though, and that's comforting for once. For once, Eddie's happy that the hare is nearby. And for once, the hare isn't being a dick. He's actually, like, shush, it's okay. Shush, don't get yourself killed. Everything's gonna be fine. You just need to behave. Shush.
So did I talk my way into the meeting?
Yeah. Grizz kind of like lets out a big smile. His like orangish yellow teeth kind of showing. All right, kid, you can come meet the boss. All right, that's fine. All right, let's go. Kind of grabs you by the arm too. He starts kind of walking you through the alleyways. Some of the kids look absolutely terrified. Like, they look white as a sheet, almost as white as Ed is. Because
well, he's a bluish white, so is that even possible?
That's true.
Like,
Whiter.
Eddie is very, very pale. Again, inhumanly pale. Paler than paper.
Actual white as the driven snow. Got it. In this situation, you see, like, some of these kids are kind of absolutely terrified. I'm assuming, Tom, you and Mario are going to stay a decent distance behind Grizz, or what are you guys going to do?
Probably about 15 feet behind.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be about 15 feet as well.
Alright, so, you guys are walking...
We can't see each other.
No, you cannot, actually.
No, yeah, but I'm like 15 feet from the dude. Just, I have no idea where I am in relation to Tom's character.
You know in relation where you are, but yeah, you don't know where Tom is.
Right, yeah, that's what I meant.
Just in case shenanigans.
You'd be surprised.
I mean, I'm pretty sure
You'd be surprised at the amount of times where invisibility goes hilariously wrong.
Oh, God.
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of hoping it happens.
No, please.
There will most assuredly be shenanigans.
Yes, it's guaranteed.
With this party? Hell yes.
Shenanigans will most definitely ensue.
Sure enough, you, Oh no. Oh no. I don't like the sound of that. I don't
Wait,
like
who's drinking?
Wait, what? There's drinking? No.
The cleric's mundane is drinking.
The mundane man is currently enjoying himself.
Why?
Why not?
It is a Saturday, dudes. Of course people are going to be drinking.
It's like the Moradinian Sabbath. You gotta drink.
The Mordinian Sabbath? What are just people going in there getting absolutely, just absolutely shreked for no reason other than it's Mordinian Sabbath.
Exactly.
So,
Speaking of which,
I'm getting drunk because God told me to. It's not that I want to, I have to.
My lord has instructed me to get as shreked as humanly possible.
I am now interested in your religion.
First you had my attention, or no, first you had my curiosity, now you have my attention. Sure enough, as you guys make your way down the alley and outside the alley, you start to see that the lower areas of Leviathan's Edge, actually near the port, kind of give way to a more interesting side of the downtown area. You see certain boats kind of strewn up on the rocks, turned into makeshift buildings and shops. The ramshackle look of everything kind of gives it its own little flavor, outside of the rather mundane congruity you would see of regular Leviathan's Edge. You see a variety of races kind of moving about, doing their thing. You see merfolk, whatever type of that, because there's several, but simic hybrids and things of that sort, kind of walking in and getting closer to the port to kind of jump in, assuming that means Leviathan's Edge actually has a bit of an underwater portion to it. Rather large minotaurs kind of enjoying themselves with games of what is it, a slap game where they're just going around slapping the crap out of each other to see who goes down first.
Why? Just why?
Front hand. Backhand.
It's just forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand. There's just people around them throwing money at the front to see who goes down first in the gambling. You see several halflings enjoying games of dice as they all screech about random goings on. As you can tell, the downtown area seems to be a rather large, like, interesting group of people made up of just about every color and creed that you could ever imagine. So as you continuously break or go further down, you see this large bar built into the side of what seemed to be some sort of like galleon. And it's known as simply the Sprite. At the front door of the Sprite, you see two, not as large as Grizz, but two well built goblins, both of which who are dressed almost to the nines for what a goblin would have, as well as sporting some rather interesting looking hats. As Grizz approaches, I got two for the boss. What do you mean you got two for the boss? I mean, I got two kids that want to see the boss. The guard currently standing there is kind of a little bit more, not necessarily confused, but a little bit worried. You sure about that, Grizz?
That's not so good.
I'm not sure Davy's in to, like, listen to people today. Oh, no. Oh. So, Grizz looks... He kind of grabs him. He kind of lets go of your shoulder, Reginald, and grabs him by the collar. Yeah, and I'm not in the mood either. Either you let me in, or you're going to enjoy not having a head where your neck hole was. Other guard looks at him and is like, that doesn't make any sense, Grizz. And no sooner does he say that, Grizz absolutely punches him clean out. Like, this man flew almost a good 3 to 5 feet. And just knocked him out. It's like, all right, Grizz, all right, Grizz. Look, I ain't gonna fight you on this, but I'm not sure Davy's going to be particularly happy. She's losing a lot of money on what's going on right now. And sure enough, he goes in. I'm assuming, Mario, you and Tom are going to try and get in behind them, or...
I'm going to try and slip in right after they walk in.
Okay, so I'm going to need you guys to make dexterity checks, both of you.
Dex with what?
Boy.
Dexterity checks.
Let me remind you, I've got a -1.
Oh, dear.
Alright, this is going to be fun.
I cartwheel in and Mario runs into the door.
Yeah.
I see Roman doing backflips as they come in. Sure enough, this is going to be the fun part. Roman, you managed to get in clean just before Grizz goes in. Mario, you managed to get in, but you can definitely tell that the dude hit you in the ass with the door on the way in. And he's confused as to what the fuck was that? He gets really confused. He looks around and
I'll
just
say, ow! Really loud.
the Grizz turns around and is like, the hell was that?
Wait till I get through the door. Jeez.
He looks around, looks behind. He's looking almost exactly where you would be, Mario. Almost stares at you really quick. Looks at Nora like the back of her feet and where her ass is. She's like, ugh. Proceeds to re-grab you guys by the shoulders and leads you forward. Sure enough, as you guys continue to get through, you realize that this entire place is just this weird exclusive goblin bar. Some real nasty looking characters in here. As, you see several men like drinking and enjoying themselves. Several female goblins kind of also having their own little conversations on the side. Everybody seems to kind of be in their own little worlds. Sure enough, you guys get to this very pronounced back room, past the regular bar patrons. Grizz knocks on the door in a very weird rhythmic manner. Cutting away. Right. Intense pleasure cutting my way out of this place. Oh no. You're gonna absolutely chop these poor little bastards to actual ribbons. So,
Damn
sure enough,
godless goblins. Really? That's what you're concerned about here?
not all the children.
Oh no, they've got their god. His name is Magluba-Glooby. Maglubigaboobin. Maglubiet.
Yeah, goblins are weird in these games. Sure enough, after he knocks on the door in his little weird manner, you see like a little slide open, like about maybe where it would be crotch high for a regular human being. He looks up at Grizz, and that's about chest high for him. He goes, kind of looks at him and kind of closes the thing up, opens up. You got a lot of balls bringing kids here, Grizz. You do know Davy's not in a good mood. No sooner does he finish that, Grizz just pushes past him. Mario and Tom, you guys get in, sneaking past as the other guy's just kind of like, in shock, kind of looking through. Sure enough, you see a goblin dressed in a red silk dress. A long head of black hair kind of draped down as she seems to be applying a liberal or a very decent amount of red lipstick on. She very much think like if Jessica Rabbit was a goblin, except not as sexy. But then we're thinking the same outfit kind of deal from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I would like to position myself very close to this goblin, as close as possible, like within a few feet.
Ew, there's an ant on my screen. What is... Go away. God. Why are there ants in the house? And why is it on the computer screen?
And I would like to pull out that assassin dagger that I have.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
So,
Oh, boy.
so as you get close, I'm gonna need you to make a. We're gonna get to that in a moment, but I'm gonna need you to make a stealth check for that. Sure enough, as Grizz comes up, he's like, "I hope you brought something more entertaining for me here than just two children, Grizz." "Yeah, mistress, of course I did. Brought these two. This one over here looks like he'd probably be pretty good for, an old woman. Heard they like the young boys." You see Davy just kind of like puts her little green hands to the bridge of her nose, or to the brim of her nose, and just kind of like rub.
Oh. Eddie hasn't blinked once since they got here, by the way.
I mean,
So that's weird.
Grizz hasn't looked at you, so he's not particularly weirded out.
Yeah,
That will
but
become relevant in a moment, though, with Davy. So, she's kind of confused. Like, do you understand what's going on right now, Grizz? Do you even understand the current situation that's going on? And you can tell as
He probably doesn't even know what situation means.
Davy, you can definitely tell is definitely somebody who's been putting on airs. As her Southern Belle-ish kind of voice falls away to a very much like Italian stereotype kind of deal. Do you understand that the ruling parties of this place may reconsider the way things are being run? Our livelihood is at stake here. You pea-brained, lecherous fuck. And the first thing you think that I could conceivably need in my office in this current situation is a pair of fucking kids? Tom, as you're making your way closer to Davy, once you get within about 15 feet, you notice that your footsteps start leaving a bit like a small, like, creak, and then a slightly louder creak. No sooner that you do that, you, like, Davy starts eyes darting throughout the room. This place is old, but it's not that old. All right.
I stand very still.
She's still looking rather attentively, partially confused, but very, very much apprehensive and on her guard. Grizz, wait a minute. You're that kid. Wait a minute. Aren't you that kid who... Wait a damn second. Now I remember you. Oh, child, please come forward. No sooner does her little stereotype kind of like drop right back into her little Southern Belle like grandioseness. She asks you and beseeches you to come forward.
So
forward.
she's drooling at Sir Reginald and beckoning, sort of thing. All right.
She tells you to come up.
Oh
and get,
boy.
she
I
walks
look
up
like
and-
I would like nothing better than to not come forward, but I'm coming forward anyway. Sort of a, the whipped puppy thing again.
She beckons you forward.
Can I use this opportunity while Reginald's moving to move in closer?
Yeah, of course.
I will do that then.
I'll whimper a bit to cover the sound.
All right. Give me a performance check. Just to see how well you sell it.
Again, I'd like to try and be behind her if I can.
Damn.
Wolf.
Oh god.
Oh dear.
I'd say I'd give you inspiration, but like that, I don't think inspiration can help with that.
That's a level of fucked. But
Oh, hang on. I'm lucky. I'm a halfling. I get to reroll once.
Yay.
I forgot about that. Yep. You are.
That was nearly horrible. Let's hope you don't Oh god, if you roll another one.
There we
Oh,
go.
wow.
That's more like it. That's how you use your luck.
Nice.
Roman, that was. He puts on such a nice, like, liberal caking of both fear, terror, apprehension, and childish squeeing that you managed to get almost real close to Davy, like almost uncomfortably close, as you begin to produce your assassin's dagger.
I prepare an action to stab her in the neck.
Oh.
All right. So, so the thing is with prepared actions, I need you to give me what would be the triggering and inciting incident that does that. So, is it like a keyword? Is it a moment of her doing something? It's just so that we have an understanding that the moment that action occurs, she's getting shanked.
Okay. You know what? Disregard that because I might. I have a plan, but I don't know what that plan is. If that makes any sense.
What? That doesn't make.
No, it doesn't.
That doesn't
It really
make
doesn't.
sense.
No, it makes perfect sense.
I'm hoping to get some hoping that she reveals some information, and I would say that normally it would be the second that she would go for Reginald in a threatening manner. But if she just like grabs his neck or something and like just holds him close, we can get something out of that before I just yank her.
All right. Well, what are you going to do? Are you actually going to set the action and then to any sort of like outwardly hostile action?
Yeah, outwardly hostile. Let's do it. Let's commit.
Oh boy, are you sure you want to commit to that?
Actions readied. Yes.
Commit to the bit.
I will. Then, in that case, I'll prepare an action for when shit goes off. I will cast Bless.
Okay. So on.
Would I have to do anything like outwardly visible to ready in action as well?
Well, here's the issue though. Bless. I don't think you can bless a target you can't see. So I guess it would have to be in the moment that you see Tom.
Well, wouldn't... Yeah, I guess so, because...
Yeah, because the second I attack, the second I become visible.
Okay, so yeah, perfect. And then wait, by me blessing, do I become visible as well? Probably.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
You're taking an action.
Just double checking. Just double checking.
You can't tweak that one out.
Yeah.
But
It negates the spell if you cast a spell or attack someone.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trust me, I would love to just hit random people while I'm invisible with my guitar. But
Yeah, man, he's gonna El Kabong the shit out of this poor woman. But, as
Can
you
I ready an action as well without, making it blatant?
Not necessarily, because Davey is like you're kind of being held by Grizz. So any sort of thing that you do, unless like what would it be exactly?
Probably Eldritch Blast.
We'll say you can maybe maneuver your finger ready. Like, because it's only like you're not necessarily saying anything. I think Eldritch Blast is just a somatic or a verbal spell. Or a somatic spell, I'm sorry. Let me make sure for you. Eldritch Blast, I believe, is only just somatic. You just kind of go and you give it a... Actually, it's verbal and somatic. Yeah, we'll say you would do it. So you would... Yeah, since there's no component piece to it, you could just, like, point and just say whatever the hell you're going to do and you zap the shit out of somebody. So sure enough, so Reginald, as you begin to walk towards Davy, you seem to get more of an impression of the room. There are a few guards in the room with her. Grizz likely being the toughest and the biggest of them. But you seem like you feel this feeling of almost terror. While under normal circumstances you might not be scared, you can tell that this woman is dangerous. There is an air of instability that she's going through. And that's what makes her unpredictable, and that kind of thing could be very dangerous to all of you. Well, child, tell me, why did you bring this wonderful little specimen? What is this?
Peace offering?
Peace offering? Oh, child. She kind of gets down to your level, about eye level. Why would you need a peace offering? Kind of looks at Davey looks at you, Ed. Like, is he alright? He's broken. Stop, kid, blank. Kind of apprehensive looking. Sorry, so you're up to? What were you gonna say, Sir Reginald?
I'll just tremble with terror, as if I'm speechless, don't know what to say, sort of thing.
Alright, like, well, child, I'm glad you came to me, and I'm glad you brought me a gift. Rather paltry and small, but boy, does he have quite the little pretty face. Been told the counts and viscounts of the city might necessarily enjoy someone with that kind of demeanor to him. So, I want you to beg.
She wants me to what now?
I want you to beg for your life. Either you beg, or I have Grizz over here throw you in the harbor with 2 bricks tied around your ankles. She kind of walks back as she's saying this and sits down in her chair. Tom, you are just right over her blade in hand. She kind of leans back, like with this very air of presumptuousness.
All right, I'm going to shadow her over to the chair, as if I'm scuttling along in her trail, so that I can stay in melee range the whole time.
All right.
And then, as she's getting comfortable,
Okay.
I'm going to sword her in the guts.
So you're going to produce your blade, and you're going to take attack. All right.
It's not currently visible because of my disguise.
So it'd almost be like you're not producing. Well, it'll almost look like you're just taking something out of your pocket. So as she goes, you're going to lean over and just shank her in the gut.
Just shank her right in the guts.
All right, so roll to attack.
All right. And we're going to do a booming blade here.
Stab too hard, you might get me.
Well, lightning damage. The lightning damage only procs onto the original target. I don't think it. I don't think it does that kind of thing.
Oh,
I'm
going
thinking
to have
more
to
of
use
him
that luck
diving
again.
through the chair.
I will say you do technically get it at advantage because it is technically a sneak attack. Oh, Jesus Christ, that hits. Okay. Yep.
All right, and because we've got to crit fish because I used the luck.
Okay, that's true.
All right, either one hits. Let's see.
So, you roll for damage.
Okay.
Oof.
Wow.
So as you go to take a
there was
knee,
one, but-
you produce your blade and immediately shank Davy clean in the gut.
All right, now she's enveloped in the booming blade energy, but no noise results unless she tries to move. And now I'm going to cross the room over to Jizz, or whatever his name is.
Grizz.
Yes.
We have to have two effects resolved first.
All right.
You get a move first, Ed. Actually, no, Tom, you go first. Tom, you go first, then Ed. So, Tom, as you see the disguise drop into Reginald, Jizz is the canon name by now. As you see Sir Reginald plant a blade in Davy's gut, you now have a free action to either strike her or strike anyone else in the room, I suppose.
Oh. Oof. You know what? Can I cross the room and stab Jizz instead?
I don't. It wouldn't necessarily go with your prepared action. Because
Fair.
your prepared action was to go at her.
I'll stab her. Why not?
All right.
Yes. Turn Davy to gravy.
All right.
And
So you get an attack, and you get
You're
an
proficient with daggers, so add strength or dexterity to that.
strength or dex.
As you like, it's a finesse weapon.
Oh shit! I didn't know the dex.
You get that attack at advantage because she has no idea you were coming.
Oh, of course.
But like all three of you are going to be able to fucking nuke the shit out of her.
Well, does an 11 hit?
Hold on. Does my prepared
It'd be a
action
13.
go off?
Oh yeah, it'd be a 13.
My prepared action doesn't go off then, since it wasn't specific. It was just when Tom is revealed or whatever.
Yeah, it should have gone off because I revealed myself and then stabbed.
So you do get the bless. So it's 1d4, I believe.
Yes, 1d4 to attack or saving throws.
Go for it.
Love you, baby.
Love you too, baby.
Like, oh,
Love you, Reginald.
So do I actually hit with a 13?
you still have a d4, don't you?
Oh,
Or is it just 4?
what's that?
Is it just a d4 or up to 4? Let me check.
I'm not sure. I still
I'll look it up right now. So actually, Mario, you can bless up to 3 creatures in range, so you don't have to do just your. You don't have to hit just Tom.
Oh no, yeah, I figured. So it's gonna be Tom, myself, 3 creatures. So
Yep.
Tom, myself,
I'm
that's
assuming-
2.
Assuming Ed, because he hasn't hit yet. I'm assuming.
Yeah, Ed.
Right.
It's gonna be
So yeah, so you get to add.
No,
you
wait,
get to add a
wait,
d4.
hold on. Level. Oh, 1 casting spell slot at level 2 or higher. Never mind. Yeah. So Ed, my bad.
Yeah. So the 3 of you, or the 2 of you, get to add a d4 to your attack. It's actually just enough to hit.
Yes.
So
Praise Morden.
you plant the blade right into Davy's jugular. Now she needs to make a DC 15 saving throw for wyvern poison.
Does massive damage threshold not exist here?
No, you don't. You can't just turn a person into Tang in this game like you could in like older editions. I remember back in the day where you would if you absolutely ganked a person hard enough, they would just explode. And prevails.
I only played one game where they had massive damage threshold turned on, so like it makes sense to take it out.
I've seen it happen a few times, but the only times I've ever incorporated it, I've counted it off just to see what it did. It was the guys wrapped a dude in Alchemist Fire and Dynamite, and they dimension dove him 500 feet into the air above a target. They dropped his ass, and he fucking fell. I think he did close to like 600 points of damage to him and the other person. They absolutely fucking exploded. So she takes 7d6 poison damage.
Good lord, man.
It's wyvern poison. This shit is not okay. This is stuff that you use to actually like. Oh, actually, you're not proficient in poison, so Tom, I do need you to make the check, or I need you to make a dexterity saving throw on it, so you don't expose yourself to it as well. Davey takes 26 points of damage, and you pass. No sooner that you see,
Plus the dagger damage, right?
yeah. So
yeah, what's that dagger do for damage?
1
D4 plus strength or dexterity.
Yep.
Nice.
So D4. Yep. So you do 30 damage.
30 even.
So how do you want to do this?
My idea was just up here and right into the neck. Maybe do like a little kind of a wiggle while it's in there and pull it out. Just a little wiggle, a little back and forth.
Just
action.
enough to make the head fall off,
You dig in your blade clean into Davy's neck, all the way down. Like you're talking like you hit a lung. You remove it as you see her kind of shrivel up. And if I'm understanding this correctly, wyvern poison. Trying to figure out how to describe the kind of damage wyvern poison does to a body. We'll go with this. So, this kind of poison, in particularly, seems to cause her skin to go from her vibrant green to almost like a jaundiced yellow. As her skin goes to go like that, her eyes seem to almost begin to bleed some sort of pus-like substance as she begins to cough up blood and bleed profusely. And just as the life leaves her from the poison, you see her almost vomit out what would be her intestines as she hits the ground and dies. Ed, you also have the attack of opportunity, or you also technically have an action. Since the target is dead, I will allow you to change the target if you want to, so you could shoot at Grizz if you'd like.
Yeah. So, Eldritch Blast. Let me see how many dice I have to do now. Okay, 1d10 plus 4.
Like at that range, like.
Trust me, Eldritch Blast, you're going to get sniped from Lord knows where. In this situation, it's even funnier. See, here I thought you guys were going to be diplomatic. No, you just straight up murdered a bitch.
Murder hobo. Did you expect anything else?
Right now, I'm pretty sure both Eddie and Reginald are dealing with some PTSD shit, and these other two are kind of chaos gremlins, let's be honest.
Yep.
And that's valid, but you're still chaos.
It was always going to devolve into sword point diplomacy.
I mean, yeah, again, do we really want to let people willing to, deal in child prostitution live ever anyway?
Right.
Like, they deserve to die in the worst way possible. This is too tame for that.
I think if Jizrag here survives your opening salvo, we'll try and cut a deal with him.
Let's see, that's the first bolt, and...
Cut a deal or cut a nard?
Yes.
I mean, we'll cut something out of him.
I don't deal with terrorists.
There is no negotiating with terrorists. No.
I'm guessing at least one of those hits.
Let's take a look. See, remember, you also do get a D4. The first one does not, but you can apply the bless to that one. Actually, well,
Sure.
Well, you should.
wait, is that your second? Is that the attack off advantage, or is that just another version? No,
It's just the first bolt.
yeah, it's the first bolt. Yeah, the first one, the first bolt hits, so you don't have to apply the bless to it.
Okay. Let me see what kind of. Okay, yeah, 1d10 plus 4 for each. Okay.
It's just one action, giving you one Eldritch Blast. Two is level 5th level, 3 and 11. Okay, so yeah.
Do both bolts hit, or just the second one?
I need the other. I need you to roll, because remember, you're rolling at an advantage for both bolts.
Ah, yay. Okay.
Ah, so crit fishing.
Let's see what you get. Yep, second one definitely won't hit. That should definitely hit him. If I remember correctly, you can also technically apply bless to damage, if I remember.
Okay. So
Let me make sure. To the attack roll, okay. Can't be used on the damage.
So this one better for sure.
Alright, so you hit him for 19 damage. Alright, no sooner did you do this, you kind of release your hand, you kind of peer under, and you blast the living jeebs out of Grizz.
considering he's so close to him, he probably just grabs him and digs his nails in, and the eldritch horribleness from his body just seeps into him.
He just goes, jabs him, he blasts him. Grizz lets go and visibly lets out a screech of pain as he kind of grabs for his gut a little bit, and no sooner as he looks back, he's still in daze about what's going on with Davy. He's confused, and everybody is in a state of shock as Davy lays there bleeding on the ground. Nobody wants to make a move. Nobody wants to move.
Are we the baddies?
All right, everyone,
When are
stay
we the
still
bad?
and listen up, or we'll vent the lot of you.
Grizz is just standing there in shock.
Eddie's twitching a lot more now. He kind of whole body, constant sort of shaking. It's not nice. Clear malicious intent. He's
I'll let
not
my
happy.
concentration waver on the illusion and turn back into myself.
Well, wouldn't the illusion already go away once you made the attack roll?
No, disguise self works until
yeah.
until you get kicked in the face or you decide to stop.
Yeah. So okay. So you release your illusion. as
Yes,
you come back into your normal self.
and I'll deliver an ultimatum to all assembled.
Okay. What would you like to tell?
We hear tell you've got a gaggle of children in your employ. One of you is going to take us to them, and we're going to liberate them. You can accede to these demands, or you can be cut to tiny little pieces. I'll give you 2 seconds to deliberate? All right, 1, 2.
And no sooner do you get to the counting of 2, it's like, what do you mean, kids?
Kids, Dibbons, junior people. Take us to your gaggle of rugrats.
No sooner do you guys look back. Can I get a perception check really quick?
From everyone?
From everybody.
Yep. Tom, actually, you get it at advantage because you're close enough.
I see everything.
You see
So the
everything.
crits let you see.
Oh, hey, I can see pretty well too.
Tom, you look down and you look at the body of the person you just finished murdering. And there's something peculiar about it. As you look at it, you notice the body is not resembling that of a goblin.
Uh-oh.
Oh, sugar, sugar, sugar. You see almost like a voice kind of ring out from the corner of the room. Do you think I would be so stupid to meet with people out in the open, even in my own place of employment, if I didn't have some sort of contingency?
Quick, she's here! Burn the whole fucker down! No
Calm
one
down.
survives!
Calm down. I've noticed that y'all are quite powerful, and I enjoy living. So I'm here to pitch you a deal. I'll relinquish the kids. I don't need them in my employment. But there's a few things we need to come to an understanding with first. Does that sound good to everyone here?
I'm listening.
So Davy kind of stands up a little bit and kind of comes out of the shadows. As you can tell, she's actually quite more confident and not. You don't necessarily get the same air of danger from this one that you did from what seems to be her body double. Now, here's the situation as I see it. The current ruling heads of this city don't want to work with me or my associates anymore. Say that we're bad for business, and given recent circumstances, it's very possible that we could have assisted these people in getting into this city. Now, the way I see it, that's not necessarily true. Now, the way that this city works is predicated on a few things. The upper class makes sure that my businesses are left unattended and everybody, the proper guards and authorities do not bother. And I make sure that everybody stays civil down here. Now, there's a bit of an impasse at the moment. But if you lot go and maybe present a bit of an ultimatum to a certain count on my behalf, I will need nothing of these children. We'll never use them again for anything. Tom, as you look down, you actually notice that it is indeed the body of a small child polymorphed to look like Davy.
I turn around and shout, "No peace."
You really want to try that? You're in a room full of armed men, and your assassination attempt has failed. I'm offering you a job and lucrative payment, as well as what you are probably here to do. So tell me, take a deal or start a large fight? Well, no. You guys murdered a child in her stead.
I draw out my bludgeoning loot.
What's this we part over here?
Correction, they. So what you think? What do you think, cowboy? Are you willing to work for little old me? I'll give you a binding contract stating otherwise. It'll incriminate me and my entire organization. I'm only
How
here
far away is she from me?
about a good 20 feet, surrounded by about 4 heavily armed guards.
From all of us, more or less?
Give or take, yes. So you can take her deal or start that combat.
All right. I'm going to spit in my open, empty offhand and walk toward her with my hand extended.
That's close enough, thank you. I've noticed what happens if I let... Fire away, what's up?
We saw the children that were being held captive were being exploited since we were at the place where we we met them. We saw them.
Yeah.
Some of them, at least.
Yeah.
Were any of them tiefling children, or were they all
Not necessarily.
other creatures?
Mostly like small, like what would classify as an elvish child. No.
As long as there were
dwarves, some humans, mostly humans.
Wait, what?
Mostly like gnomes, some dwarves, some humans, some elves. Or what classifies as an elvish child.
So how far away was I when she said that's close enough?
About 10 feet.
10 feet. All right.
Look, we can definitely do business here. There is no need for violence. If I die, this entire city you can't hold person?
Yep.
Oh no. Oh no.
She mentioned
It's monkey time, bitches!
Oh my god. So no sooner she said this city falls. She's gonna have to make the save then.
I could have forgiven humans, I could have forgiven elves, I could have forgiven anything. Don't fuck with dwarves.
I knew you could make
Mario the dwarven supremacist. And she fails. And no sooner the city falls apart without and he's like she freezes and locks up as Dork's hand kind of raises. And
In we go, lads.
Alright, so let's roll for initiative. We're going to be using a blank map because currently the map that I have there came out awful in the renderer. So.
Oh god. I mean, at least Eddie's not having full-on PTSD flashback since there were no tiefling children, but not.
Oopsie.
None of this was any good.
Yeah, when I said that I had some really goofy looking symbols for the characters. The actual Goblin Mafia.
Is Bless still up?
I believe it only goes for the first attack. You bless up to the whenever. Oh no, never mind. It is concentration. I do believe hold person circumvents.
Broken that. Okay.
I don't think. Why is Davies not showing up? I had Davies' token here. Aw, this sucks. This is rather unfortunate. Alright, so unfortunately I can't get Davies' picture to render. So I'm just going to use her as the big one, and I'm going to put a small mark on her.
All right, while you set this up, I'm going to AFK for just a minute. I'll be right back.
And I'll put everyone else
while I look for my thing as to how many of what I've got. I could just make a cleric.
You're about here, Tom. Reginald's up here. You're about here, and then Grizz.
I should know this by now, but what race is everyone?
Azamar of Elven descent, motherfuckers.
I don't know what that is.
Angels.
Angel. I'm an angel. Born of elves, and have weird void stuff about me. So, you know.
What have you been
Creepy
saying in
eye.
Celestial this whole time? I understand that. And I haven't.
Random
Mostly-
swear words for the most part.
Cursing and anxious rambling and something about a little boy named Mordred.
Mordred.
Oh no.
I'm taking notes, so.
Keep in mind we also
Taking
have,
notes.
wait a minute, what park are you guys again?
Kestrel Keep, but I never go to park because they're just dick fighters basically, and I ain't into that shit.
Wait, is other Mordred at that park?
I'm not sure,
There's
but
another
I did
Mordred.
notice there was somebody named Edward in the chat as well, so sorry.
That's that's our Mordred actually. Yeah.
How that works.
Well, shit!
Yeah,
I
that's
stole
our
both
Mordred.
of your names.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, Mordred is the Edward Mordred is our Mordred, like for shifting tides, and then there's another Mordred, which is I believe
Yeah.
I don't even know what park he belongs
Well-
to, but he's a cool dude.
No, I'm just used. The name Mordred was one that was part of another character. That
Okay.
you see, I'm kind of just mashing Eddie's backstory together from like 3 different characters that I already have, and he got Vincent's dead child.
Well, I will be asking questions later.
So you know, Eddie's got a dead son that he adopted. So that's sad.
So,
He adopted a dead person.
Well, no, he adopted a child, and then that child was gruesomely murdered.
Oh,
So-
okay. The adoption, then the death.
Uh-huh.
quite the combination.
Poor Eddie. He just can't keep a family, and that sucks.
His family keeps getting fridged over and over again.
He just wants to run a household and raise a child and just be a housewife, but it never works.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a fresh pack of Dibbons for him to look after this.
Yeah, so
I mean, none of them are tieflings, so it doesn't fucking matter.
I mean, does anybody have leadership? We could just take the page or squire or whatever.
That is true.
He's only interested in children and people in general that have horns, frankly.
I'm sure I can find legitimate work for them. Let's
Like,
handle the carnage first, though, because that's the fun part.
All right, guys, let's get ready
Yep.
then. Everyone start rolling for initiative.
already.
Yeah, so it's 3 done. I just need yours. That's all.
Poor Eddie.
So, Dory.
Now, who's the one I want to murder the most?
This is the one you currently have incapacitated. So she's going to be blue.
Okay.
She's the captain. She is also incapacitated due to your old person. So it's going to be an 8 on Roman, a 5 on Ed.
He rolled horribly. Oh well.
How did I get an 8?
Is it yours? Yeah. Oh, 10. I'm sorry. I looked at the wrong roll. I'm stupid. And then I just need Sir Reginald to roll. That's it.
I got a 14.
14.
Okay, so I'm going to continue to concentrate on the spell hold person in order to make sure she doesn't get away. I need you guys to do the deed.
Now, remember, you can also continue to do anything that isn't a concentration thing.
Okay.
So you can still lay about you with a mace if you like, or use spells that aren't concentration spells.
Gotcha. Okay. All right then.
Alrighty, so the first one up is going to be Grizz. Grizz, like peering down at his chest, is going to punch you right in the mouth, Ed.
Ew.
Does a
No.
19 hit?
Does a 19 hit? What do you think I am? A fighter?
Look, man,
Fucking-
some people have
I
shields.
have no armor class. I'm a twink with fancy clothing. Mage armor is my only hope, and even then, it doesn't do shit for me. I'm pathetic. I am not good at, and this is why I need to be far away from everything.
Out of context D&D. I'm a twink with
I'm a twink in nice clothing. So he punched me the first time right in the gut for 4 damage. And then we're going to punch you again.
This is the only time I miss being able to speak Infernal, because Henry can speak Infernal, and I really wish I could scream at him in Infernal or Void Tongue right now, because that would be very pleasant, but instead I just have fucking Celestial. That's not intimidating. Well, it is intimidating, but it's divine, not nasty.
So the
Biblically speaking, if you read your Bible,
the Bible.
angelic speech is very terrifying. They always
Well,
have
yes,
to run
it's
up on
fucking
people in the
terrifying, and he can say the words with a lot of voice boxes because
Right.
he's actually an angel, so it's overwhelming and scary. But infernal or void tongue would be more nasty.
Right, but I mean, there's a reason the first thing any angel ever says to a mortal when they come into contact
Fear
with them
not.
in the Bible is, "Be not afraid!"
Calm the hell
It's because they're
down.
friggin' terrifying.
Yeah, dude,
I
these
mean,
are
yeah,
people that are
angel
beyond your
speech is
understanding.
horrifying, and he has the voice boxes to actually do celestial justice. So it's scary, but you know.
Just to get to the last thing that happens, the last hit knocks you prone.
Excuse me.
He's a monk. The big
Yeah.
monk boy.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
So, Reginald, you are up.
Alright, let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Should be about right. You're about.
So
Okay,
Reg
no, you're a little bit closer. You're
is
about.
going to...
You're a little bit. Yeah, about 15 feet away is fine.
Alright. Let's see. He's going to move to here.
Okay.
He's going to use his regular action to sneak attack the goblin to which is adjacent.
How are you getting the? How are you getting the sneak attack?
Swashbuckling.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Yeah.
audacious to a fault.
Forgot about that. Yeah. All right. So swing away, Fred.
Oh, as a free action, I'll hex him too, gimping his strength.
Perfect. Where's the bestiary for? Oh, perfect. That definitely hits. Oh no.
Brilliant.
All right, now roll for damage. Oof. All right, you cleave him in twain, I'm assuming. How would you like to do this?
You know, your generic cleaving in twain works for me. Just sort of, first there was one goblin, now there are bits of goblin. And
So
then I'm going to use my remaining movement to move to here.
Okay. So as you run up to him, you point your finger at him and you hex him. No sooner do you produce your blade, you go and you slice him from hip to collarbone. And he's just cleaved in twain.
Splishy splashy.
Alrighty. Next one on the docket is Monsieur Doric.
Okay, so since I've got the main one pinned down for about a minute here, I'm gonna help out the twink with mage armor.
I already think. What's it?
Or
Is
is
like,
he dead? Or
Is it?
No,
Yeah.
you only took 10 damage, unless you have 11 HP, or unless you have 10 HP.
I'm not that pathetic. I'm really pathetic, but not that pathetic.
No,
You said I take
meant the
10.
monk.
I took 10 damage.
Yep, 10 and you were knocked.
Clarify something if that. Okay.
I actually meant the monk.
Okay.
Is the monk still alive?
Oh, he's definitely alive. He's just angry.
Okay, then I'm gonna go right at him then.
Alright, go over there and start swinging away.
I will swing with the warhammer,
Alright.
and that's
Sweet.
R1 20. D20 plus 5. Bless should still be going off. No.
Yes, it is.
No,
Oh,
bless
no,
was-
no, it is not.
Yeah,
It is
no.
not.
Yeah, because bless is a concentration, so that's not gonna hit. Never mind.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no, it is not. Sorry, bud.
No, it's okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I will. No, I think that's all I'm gonna do. Unless if you want me to yell Bellum Sacrum or something, I don't know.
I mean, you can if you'd like.
Okay, I yelled Bellum Sacrum. Holy War. Let's do this.
The other goblins look rather terrified. The fact that you're yelling that of a just cause.
As I like swing and miss the entire time.
It's like, this guy's crazy. What the hell?
He's not even doing anything.
So one of the goblins is going to move over here. He's going to point his large repeating crossbow. He's going to take a shot at you. Dick sugar. Yeesh. Does that hit Sir Reginald?
Reginald.
Definitely, yes.
I think that would hit most of us, actually.
So you get hit for 3 damage and are actually knocked 5 feet back.
Where to?
In the opposite direction, so just right here.
There.
He's going to load his bolt again and then take another shot. Does that hit?
I have to check.
See, I was apprehensive about using things like guns and things of that nature. I'm like, yeah, crossbows. Like, if I start giving people like derringers and things of that matter, this whole game goes to absolute shit. Because everyone's going to want to get, and then it turns not pretty.
That does hit, yes.
Alright, so it's 1d4. You take another 3 damage and are knocked another 5 feet back. So right there. The other one is going to move over here. He's going to plant, or actually, he's not going to move. He's going to plant his feet. He's going to take a shot at you, Tom. His crossbow is actually slightly bigger. Does that hit?
It sure does.
You take 10 damage and are knocked prone.
Let's continue to drink.
Then from there, numbers 1 and 2 are going to move. 1 is turned into liquid tang. So number 2 is going to go in his stead. He's going to run up to you, Sir Reginald. And he's going to take a swing at you with his switchblade.
That will do.
You take 6 damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Right. Let's see what I need.
You pass. You actually will take only... take 2 damage. Alright.
Instead of the 6 or in addition to the 6?
In addition to the 6, it is a poison.
Alright.
Yep, so it's just 8 damage altogether.
Alright.
Next person up is going to be Roman. Just keep in mind you are knocked prone, so you do have to use half your movement to stand up, or your movement action to stand up.
I will in fact stand up.
Okay.
And on... Oh, my bad. This one, I will cast Vicious Mockery.
Okay. I believe the check there is a 14.
Correct.
And it's Wisdom?
Yes, Wisdom. Let me double check that just to be sure.
Is that a Wisdom or Intent? Or...
Wisdom, yes.
So he fails horribly. So after he realizes how much he cut Sir Reginald, he starts laughing uncontrollably and falls cleanly to the ground as he takes 1 damage.
1 psychic damage.
He's mentally shaken. He is shaken and now currently laughing his ass off on the ground. Ed, you are up.
You said I'm prone, right?
Yep, so you will have to use your movement to stand up.
No good. I don't
Oi.
like it.
It's either that or you take the big dick damage from the big boy. Is that
No.
Kudema?
I hate both of these things. I guess. Wait, can I Eldritch Blast from on the floor?
I mean, yeah, you
I
could.
have movement, so I guess I can do that. I can get up and Eldritch Blast.
Alright, so you get up and Eldritch Blast the man.
Wait, I can Hex. I'm gonna need to get up and Hex, and I want to. What stat do monks use?
Dexterity.
Yeah, Dex. So I'm gonna get up and fuck over his dexterity.
Also, you could Misty Step.
That is also true.
Oh, wait. 1 second. I have to look at.
You could just use your move action to be 30 feet somewhere else.
I'll be
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good. I want to do that. I don't want to be here no more. Misty, step away. Okay, let's see. No, come on. Okay, this thing is being annoying. How many feet? Okay.
The range is 30 feet, so you can go anywhere.
That's far enough away from people, right? Or I can go that way. Just try.
If you come
How
toward
do I
us, perhaps
stay?
we can defend you, but
Yeah, I'll go like. No, come on, thing. I'll go. Come on, okay. I think I know where I'm going. If the thing will let me do. Can I get to about here? That seems like a better place than I was in before.
and that's a bonus action, so you could also stand up.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Alright.
Wait, that's a bonus action?
Misty Step is a bonus action, yes.
Okay, then I can get up and hex if it only takes a movement to get up.
No, the hex would be on your bonus action. You use the Misty Step instead.
No, casting the hex is a primary action, I thought.
Nope,
It's just
bonus
the
action.
moving the hex.
Oh, that might
But
be
you
what it
can
is.
use your regular action to use a
Ew.
bonus action spell. But then you wouldn't get an attack this turn.
Well, okay, I'll Eldritch Blast then, I guess. Let's see. Eleven for the first one. Gonna Eldritch Blast the guy that knocked me over.
Jizrag. Or whatever his name is. Ooh, good shot.
I'm guessing that the second one hits, but what about the first one?
First one does not. I'm sorry, I had my mic off this entire time.
Oh.
Oh, wait, 1 second. I need to check my invocations. I'm pretty sure. Might be able to do something. Nope. Nope.
Alright, you've also got your movements, so you can stand up and walk up to 15 feet.
Yeah, I'm standing up, and where should I go?
The world is your oyster, love.
So he
Guess I'm
takes
gonna go
11.
there.
11 damage on top of the. You hit him for.
Ooh, could you move one square down?
I mean,
5?
can I?
No.
Could I? Probably.
Yes, it's the same distance, just one square down. There you go.
You hit him. What the hell was it? Let me see where you hit him originally. Yes, and you hit him for 8.
Inuit.
And 11. 19 total, if memory serves.
Yeah.
Alright. So he looks really badly damaged. He's in a lot of pain. Alright, so now it is Davy's turn. Davy has to make... I think it's just a raw dog check for hold person?
She
Like
gets a saving throw of some sort at the end of her turn.
At the end of her... Well, she can't do...
Yes.
And let me make
She
sure
doesn't get to do anything but make the saving throw.
Yeah, I just need to make sure what her... What it is. It is a wisdom saving throw. Oh, actually, this should be interesting. She fails miserably.
Serves her
Damn.
right. Bloody
Damn.
kitty pimp.
Alright. That would put Jizz up. Now feeling much more emaciated and weaker. It's like, well, I can't hit him. I'm definitely going to hit you. Goes and takes a swing at you, Mario. Though, due to his current state, he's going to be rolling at disadvantage. I'm assuming a 12 does not hit you.
No, it does not, thankfully.
He's going to take another swing at you.
Oh, god damn it.
Disadvantage, and that also misses.
Wait,
Oh,
the
boy.
23? The 23 might hit.
It's a disadvantage.
He's got to take the worst of the two.
Gotcha.
So he's all pissed off and bent out of shape as he punches around. He delivers one good punch, like overhead punch. You quickly dodge away as he buries his fist in the ground, or in the floorboards. All right, so Reginald, you're up.
All right, let's see. Going to stand up, transfer the hex to this fellow's in melee range, and booming blade him.
All right, you get that attack at advantage because he's currently on the floor laughing his ass off.
All right.
All right, so that is definitely going to hit. And that is definitely going to do a decent amount of damage. Does he?
Go ahead.
I was wondering whether or not if you if there was more damage there.
No, he is sheathed in a nimbus of storm energy, so if he moves, he takes another 2d8 damage.
Is that assuming
Now-
if he stands up? Does that count, or is it just has to move from his current space?
It's movement. Any movement.
Okay.
So then we'll go 1, 2, 3, right to there.
All right. Let me see.
And that's me for the turn.
Let me see if that technically brings up an attack of opportunity. I don't know.
As long as I attack someone, they cannot respond with an attack of opportunity.
Okay,
Again,
perfect. Yeah,
swashbuckler.
swashbuckling, yeah. Forgot that was a thing there. I don't see many of those, so I just forget that's a thing for them. Doric, you're up. As you can tell, the man who you're currently fighting definitely has seen better days, and he's rather bloody.
Okay.
So if you wanted to turn this man into a Gallagher show, you definitely are at liberty to do so.
Oh, okay, yeah, it looks like I will be doing that.
How do you-
Yes!
Oh, this is going to be such an ass beating.
Smishy smashy! What?
Oh, this man's insides are about to be on his outsides.
The ability modifier, is that doubled or is it just the dice?
No, just the dice are doubled.
Okay. So then that's a 2d8 plus 2.
Hassan Chop just fucking drops the hammer on him.
Literally.
Actually, yeah. That is 3d8 plus 2.
2d8.
Alright. How would you like to do this?
I guess I just smash him in the head with the hammer. He's
So-
not the target I necessarily really want to get to. It's just I'm just piling through him to get to her.
Okay. As
You
you
have to be in the way.
Yeah.
as you go and you raise your maul above, and as his fist is buried in, he looks up as you bury your hammer clean into his forehead, definitely hitting some gray matter. As you try to wedge out the hammer, you hear the sound of skull and brain kind of get lodged in there a little bit, but with enough reluctance it gives, as well as does the rest of his head. Just kind of takes it out. He falls to the ground, his fist kind of coming unstuck from the floor as he falls and sprawls backward. Alright,
You've also got movement, right,
yes you do.
Padre? You can move
Yes.
toward
I will move
Pimp Lady.
I'll move closer towards 5, 10, 15, 20.
Praise Morden, heretic.
Whispers.
5, 10.
Whispers is the important thing, I think.
He says this shit under his breath as he's just coming over to just deliver
Speak
half
softly and swing a big fucking hammer.
Yeah, pretty much.
This man is channeling his inner Teddy Roosevelt and just going as ham as humanly possible.
Yeah.
So 3 and 4 are going to go up. 3 is going to look at you, Moradin, and he is going to take a shot at you with his crossbow. Dink.
Oh, yeah. That'll actually hit.
You are going to take 1 damage and are knocked 5 feet back.
Okay.
Oh boy, 1 damage.
They're not here for damage in particular. They're there for CC. The worst part is that this fight would be harder if Davey wasn't fucking CC'd.
That's exactly
the
why I
problem.
did that, though. So it's...
Like, these guys were here for crowd control. So the second one is also going to hit.
I love fucking with the DM's plans.
I mean, it's fine.
No,
So
I
you
know.
take another 3 damage, again, knocked back another 5 feet.
Mm.
4 is going to look at you, and he is going to take a shot at you, Sir Reginald.
Do your worst.
He loads what looks almost like a cannonball.
Okay,
into his,
that's pretty bad. That's
he,
worse.
he loads.
Do your
loads what
second
looks like
worst.
a goddamn- he loads in like what looks like a cannonball into his rifle. It's like,
If you insist.
he launches a goddamn humongous thing of grape shot.
Oh, I plan on stealing that thing.
So you take 6 plus 3. But again.
I murdered a child. I should get something.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you take 8 damage. Don't disregard the extra 3, and you are knocked prone.
I didn't know it was.
It's not his rifle, but it's like a crossbow, like loaded in with a little bit more of like a packier stuff. 1 and 2 are there. 1 is dead. 2 realizes he's kind of in a bit of a shitty situation, so he can't really move. He's been laughing like hilariously. He can't move due to the booming blade damage. So he's just pretty much going to take his, or he's going to leave his turn just sitting there. Actually, no, he's going to take his knife and he's going to throw it at you. He misses clean. He just goes like, "Nee!" Throws it back and aims at Sir Reginald, then he whiffs completely. He is now disarmed. Alright, Roman, you're up. What you got for me here, bud?
I'm going to move. Hold on, just 1 second.
Remember, you do have to get up. Oh no, you did get up. You did get
I
up.
already
You
got
put your
up,
stuff in, yeah.
I'm gonna move to here.
Alright,
And Vicious Mock, this one.
alright. Vicious Mockery again.
Does Vicious Mockery impart disadvantage on saving throws?
I believe so. Yeah.
So-
No. It's not saving throw. It's on the next attack roll.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind.
You're thinking of there's another one that does do that. It's like undeniable logic. I think does that. But that's in a UA. It's a wisdom saving throw. God, these guys are fucking dumb. this is the problem with fighting goblins. Oh. So he passes. He is completely fine.
Alright, sorry about that. I am...
The one time these people roll well. One is for one shot at damn Ishindori, and the other one is a damn saving throw. It does one big old zilch. Would you like to do anything else? No Bardic Inspiration, no nothing?
Yeah, I will do Bardic Inspiration.
On who?
Reginald.
Alright. So, Reginald, you now have Bardic Inspiration. You can use, I believe it's, what, a D8 at this level? An extra D8 to either any attack, damage, or saving throw? Yes, you can put it on saving throws.
1d8.
Yeah.
Jolly good. Thank you.
Ed, you're up.
Okay, let's see.
Whoa, screw it.
I'm gonna need to hex. That's kind of something I have to do, but is the bitch that was
I'll get more tomorrow.
holding me alive still?
No.
Okay, he's
George
dead.
planted his mallet clean into this man's head.
Yeah, no, I took care of that one.
He's been
Who's alive?
decaffeinated.
Well,
Closest one to you is Giggle Bitch, and he's still prone.
Do I really want to hex that one? Sure. I'll pop a hex onto that one. And,
Ooh! Could you hex Davy? Never mind. Doesn't work on saving throws. Sorry. As you are.
Yeah, I'll hex the one that's nearest to me, and I'll give.
One of my classmates is a SoundCloud rapper.
What weapon has the giggly bitch been using so far?
Is my mic on for that?
Yeah, it was.
Oh shit.
Please tell us about your SoundCloud rapper friend. How bad is it?
I'll do you one better. I'll send y'all the link on YouTube.
Please do.
All right. I feel like that's being cruel to us and the SoundCloud rapper.
He's a nice kid.
I'm already imagining Alien from fucking Spring Break, so...
no.
Again, what weapon has the giggle bitch been using so far?
Giggle Bitch is currently disarmed.
Well, yeah, but what weapon was he using when he wasn't disarmed?
Looks like a small
He
blade,
had
like
a
short sword.
switchblade, and he threw it at Sir Reginald. It didn't work out
Okay.
well for him.
I'm just gonna go with Dex when in doubt. Gimp Dex. So its dexterity is fucked. Also, what fuck? I know Hex does something absolutely horrible to my Eldritch Blast. That's the main.
It
thing.
adds 1d8.
Okay, so 1d10
Or maybe
plus
1d6.
1d8 plus 4. See. Oh, wait. I
You're
had the
supposed to
bonus.
add something.
Yeah, sorry. Here we go. Here's the actual first roll. Then. Do either of those hit?
Oh shit.
Oh god, I can hear from you.
I'm trying to find the right one.
I'm retching already.
Um,
Oh, that definitely hits. Both of them.
okay. Okay, good. Let me look up what my invocations do.
What the hell is that? I mean,
You have to use the emergence of agonize.
mm, mm. Damn it. Okay.
Oh, okay. I can't figure out if.
Wait, what's charge do?
This isn't. Why is everything so quiet?
Just waiting.
I don't like the quiet. It's usually noisy.
I mean, well, I think we have 2 people who are AFK at the moment.
I mean,
Oh, never mind. Only 1 person who's AFK at the moment.
Was it okay?
Trindorian is AFK.
Can't figure out if agonizing blast adds like an extra d6 or an extra d8. It's not.
I think it's this one.
Yeah, I'm not finding it anywhere.
What's he looking for?
Whether or not agonizing blast gives an extra, and the thing, I'm trying to find out what the damage is supposed to be.
Agonizing Blast is what gives you your charisma bonus on your Eldritch Blast. Hex gives you an extra 1d8 every time you deal damage to a creature.
The d8. That's what I was looking for.
Yes, on every instance of damage. So that means every bolt of the Eldritch Blast gets the extra D. Give him the D, love.
The big D.
Defense. Charging doesn't double your movement, correct?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just gonna fucking
Dashing
copy
does,
paste
though.
this shit.
Yep.
That's easier.
Okay.
I think that one.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Nice.
Wait.
28.
Oh,
Die.
how do you want to do this?
He's all squishy now.
Well, and he sends just like a bolt of black energy at its head, and it goes in through the eyeballs, which explodes the eyeballs, and then the energy explodes back out through its stomach. So its guts are everywhere, and its eyeballs are missing, and just its eyes and stomach cavity are just oozing black goop now.
Oh, did you get bits of Giggle Bitch on me?
Probably, yeah. I need those.
Thanks for that.
And
As you
black
let loose
inky
your
tentacles just flailing outside of its corpse. So
as you
that's
let loose
nice.
as soon as you let loose your Eldritch Abomination, right, it kind of jumps and bolts in very random directions until it hits him right in the head. And as it seems to burrow in, you see little bolts of Eldritch lightning kind of going all throughout until it pretty much blows open a hole in his chest cavity, about the size of a baseball, leaving a hole of like sheared blackness kind of coming out and seeping out. That man is dead.
Also, I get to move my hex now, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, you do, as a bonus.
On
action.
your turn. Or as a bonus action if you haven't used it yet.
Yep.
But you used it this turn.
Yeah, I used it to cast it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah, you did.
You pushed
did
it
use
onto Giggle Bitch this turn, so you
Yes,
get
you
it
did.
next turn.
So, Davy is up. Let's see if she can make her check. God
Very
damn it.
good.
Oh, this is the fucking worst.
In
one-
your green little pimping face.
Oh, she is so fucked. And then Jizz is dead. Well, Sir Reginald's all yours, homie.
All right.
Oh no.
Not enough pip juice, I guess.
Yeah, apparently she doesn't have enough drink to get up.
I'm just going to leave her there because what the fuck is she going to do about it?
What?
All right.
Why
You
not
do have to
murder?
stand up. You do have to stand up because you were knocked prone.
All right. I suppose this is the entirety of my movement then.
Yeah.
So I stand up. I walk over to this bastard.
Yep.
And I transfer my hex to him and give him the booming blade treatment.
All right. Swing away. That definitely hits.
Oof.
Oh,
So
look,
I've
I'm
been doing
scrolled
pretty
up
well.
like
I
15.
don't know if
There
I'm
we go.
going to- I don't know if I'm gonna kill her. That's the main pimp or whatever. I think if I just kill her in cold blood, it looks less cleric-y and more murdery.
Oof.
And if he's still alive, he's wreathed in energy.
For the
Oh no! He's definitely dead.
interest
So
of
you
Poor
pretty much-
bastard.
You
character
swing
being
at him and you slice
flawed,
through
but
him,
inherently
and as you're
good,
slicing through,
um,
the energy of the storm that gets
I'm
channeled
going
through
to
your sword
knock her out and
actually fries the
make
man. You
sure
see
she
his
gets
skin has
the
now become a
bonus.
charcoal black as he hits the ground.
So,
Top hole!
lawful and all that.
Give him vinegar, what? Alright, that's it for me this turn.
Doric, it's up to you.
Okay, so we've got let's see. This minion is still alive, correct?
Yes.
And we've got the main bitch still held
Still
by
tied
me
up.
at this point.
Pinned like a butterfly, lad, thanks to you.
Okay, then I'm gonna charge at the minion. Well, not charge, dash rather. And
That's
wait,
60
that would
feet
be
of
my
movement.
entire movement, correct? And action.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm
You know you can just use your entire movement to get to him. Your movement's 30, right?
no, it's 25.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah. Cries and dwarf. So like,
Ooh, you could Sacred Flame him from 5 feet away. You could, like, move to right up next to him and then blast him with radiant energy. Be all like, Moradin!
is sacred.
Power of Christ compels you! Or something similar.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's right. I did use Sacred Flame offensively, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to like just rush up to my position if I can get the tab up. There we go. Wrong one. I'll just get right here. Cast Sacred Flame and let me track down. Control F, Sacred. Oh, that's a lot of sacred things.
He
yeah, that's a
fails. He
cantrip.
takes 1d8 radiant damage.
Excellent. So
2.
it's the
It's 2, right? Because he's level 5 plus.
Oh, that is true.
2d8.
2d8.
Do I add anything to that?
He's,
I really should.
that's what me thinking what that's going to be. So roll damage. It's 2d8.
Yeah.
Burn in hellfire!
Well, I mean, could have been worse.
6 damage. Good shit.
Is he dead?
No,
Ah, damn it. Okay.
he's burning, but he ain't dead.
I'll get you in the next one.
Jesus ain't done with you yet, boy.
He's
By the
gonna
way,
go.
In case of anyone caught it or whatever, I did ask to leave the main person alone or knock her out before I get to her.
Read you loud and clear, boss.
Okay, excellent.
He definitely wants to deliver some smiting. He's going to
Make no
look.
promises.
He's going to look at you, and he's actually going to take a shot at you, Morden. Go through it.
Excellent. No, you can call me Morden.
See, that's how you get smited by your own
Yeah,
god.
exactly. Trying to play a very thin line here.
Assuming that does not hit.
No, that does not hit, thankfully.
Right, so he loads and fires another.
Nope. Close, but
Wow. So he fires 2 shots, and you just dink them away easily. And that is his turn. Roman, you're up.
Now let me ask: would my character know if the poison is still on that knife?
Give me a knowledge survival check.
Right. Give me just a second. Survival. Nice. Got ranks.
You can tell there's definitely some poison left on it.
Sorry, Doric. I'm gonna jam my fucking knife in her face.
Alright, you get that attack at advantage.
Well, I mean,
that was...
that kind of solves my moral dilemma there, so...
What's that?
That kind of solves my moral dilemma. Oh, she's already dead.
What moral dilemma? You just caved the head in of her fucking lieutenant. You literally...
Oh!
Are you shitting me? She's a stationary target. How do you miss?
Wow.
Oh my god. Yep, you miss.
I guess I still get my moral dilemma. For now.
Why is it only +1?
Because it was Dex, right? It's either
It's
strength or Dex.
plus proficiency, because everyone knows how to use a dagger.
Yep. So for you, it should be +2 or 3? Quote unquote.
I'm not. What did I roll last time? God only knows. That was a long time ago.
If you press up on the chat thing, it'll bring up your previous rolls.
God only knows. Well, even at a +2, that'd be
11.
yeah, 11. Which is
Just underneath. Magic number is 12.
Well,
Right.
wait, the 8 plus proficiency bonus plus either strength or dex should be
That's 9.
13-ish, right?
So
Because
wait,
your proficiency
+2?
bonus is +3.
Is his proficiency bonus 3? Wait, sure.
With 6th level.
Oh shit! No, it's +4.
Then yes, you hit. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's plus. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I see it. You'll have to bear with me. I'm not familiar with these character sheets.
Don't
Of
worry about
course,
it. You're
yeah.
fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, you definitely hit.
Pathfinder.
So roll damage, and I will roll for her poison.
1d.
It's a DC 15 con save.
Now, is an incapacitated creature an automatic critical?
I mean, I think
That
it's a
I don't
coup
know,
de-
because I know some people do allow for that.
You could coup de
The
grace.
problem is that does cause some shenaniganry.
It would be more a guaranteed coup de grace rather than a critical is how I would run it at least.
Also, the only reason is that I don't want to run coup de grace like that here, because then if people start knocking you guys down and doing coup de grace, it's going to get real nasty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that could be ugly.
That's the only reason why I don't tend to run it.
Yeah.
I want to whisper, peace was never an option.
4 damage. Let's see if she fucking survives that poison. Nope, she does not. Oh no.
You smell different when you're awake.
Oh.
23.
Jesus Christ.
How do you want to do this? Oh my god.
I want to slowly walk up, pull out my knife, and right as I get up to her, jam it right between her eyes.
So as you walk up to her and you have the knife produced. Actually, I also need you to make a survival check. So you don't fucking poison yourself by accident, because I don't think you're proficient with those kinds of poisons.
I mean, you did poison yourself the last time.
Nothing would ruin this perfect moment like a failed saving throw,
I know,
which
right?
means drum
might
roll.
kill you. He passes. He did not.
When it
Oh, thank
matters.
God.
Topo.
You don't know what you're doing. If I die, this whole city goes. And you just jam her right between the eyes. Sure enough, you see her fucking foaming from the mouth, as the same result occurred before. Her skin turns jaundiced as she begins to like cough up blood and entrails all over you. You see her pretty much go limp. And I'm assuming at the moment that she dies, though, hold person ends. So she just kind of falls backward, like all fucking, like pretty much discombobulated, just like absolutely, like ragdoll. You retrieve your blade and you put it back into its sheath. There's only one man left.
I look
One
at
man with a lot to think about just now.
Ed, it's your turn.
Well, I'm gonna shift the hex to that one last person. Should I Eldritch Blast, or do we want to keep this guy?
He's not going to be of any use to us.
Okay, yeah.
Then you
Shift the
spring
hex.
love.
Jump its dex.
There goes the idea. There goes the citizen's arrest idea. Oh no, Mario, no. Too soon, too soon. Oh, Mario, I love you, goddamn. How much XP do I get for killing the boss twice? 0, dickhead. We don't use fucking
Poison.
We don't use. Yeah, no, we don't use. We use story based.
I'm guessing that both of those hit.
Oh fuck yes. Let's see if you kill. Let's see if you fry this man. Chances are you probably will.
Probably.
Oh yes, you definitely fry him.
Ha! Fucking take that! Die!
You just zap. You
that's a
zap
lot.
the living. You zap the living shit out of him, and he fries as well. As he hits the ground, his charred corpse, pretty much.
The void doesn't really
Smoking.
do charring. More it does melting and it's just nasty, gooey, drippy
I mean, he's doing all of that. It's just,
horribleness.
yeah, just purple, charred and what is it?
I mean,
Goops
he's
and
dripping,
purple.
but
So sure enough, you guys have just kind of like you're getting your grips of the fight. You see there is a door right about here behind you guys. Middle line right here. Why is this not giving me the? You see a line right here. And that seems to just be a door. Everybody else is cleared out and just went running.
I'd like to grab that crossbow.
The crossbow for the gentleman that Shindorian absolutely just murdered.
Yeah.
All right, you pick it up. You see that it is a particularly interesting looking crossbow, in the sense that it can be loaded with things like beanbags to knock people over.
I think I know someone who could make use of this, and I stick it in my bag.
All right, no problem.
All right. We've seen that Davy is a crafty sort, so I'm going to check the door for traps and other things.
All right, give me a investigation check. She was the crafty sort.
Bitch couldn't
You
take
don't.
care of the
You
thing.
don't seem to think that the door is particularly booby trapped.
Is it locked?
No, it is not.
All right, let's give it a twist and see what happens.
You twist the doorknob, expecting some sort of like explosive rune or stasis trap, but the door just seems to open.
All right. Onto what?
Seems to just be a dark hallway going down, a stairway going downstairs.
I'm actually going to approach Doric. Doric, I seem to be a little worse for wear. Would you mind?
would you mind not killing the people I tell you not to kill?
She made me murder a child. I need
Correct. You murdered her pretty much in cold blood.
Yeah, that wasn't. I mean, I forgive you. Obviously, you had no idea knowing that was a child, but I mean, also, I don't think... Okay, fine, fuck it. I heal him.
Alright, so you use your
You're not gonna kill me?
He was considering it.
Are we doing the
I
healing
was gonna
thing?
heal you. I was just trying to figure out if I was gonna charge you for it. That's all.
I'm a little battered myself.
Dumb question.
Alright, so heals
Do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Okay, so you see downstairs. It seems rather clear. It just looks like a dark hallway going into like a cellar-like room.
Going to investigate with a second blade drawn, just in case.
Is anyone else going to join him?
I'll follow.
Is
Alright.
everyone hurt?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So then,
right.
in
Sure.
that case, might as well do the mass heal then. Mass healing word, up to 6 creatures of your choice, equal to a D4 plus your spell casting ability modifier. Which for I know I wrote this down somewhere, but
It's wisdom.
okay, wisdom. Yeah. So then that's gonna be a 1d4 plus 4. Yeah, 4. 7 points to everybody.
Alright.
Is that enough for everyone? Does anyone need more?
I can use.
Still wounded, but I
Okay.
can carry on.
Then for you, hold on, let me mark down that spell slot. I can give you a second. And then cure, hold, heal.
If anybody's missing exactly 6 hit points, I can just, like, boop you and you'll have them back.
I mean, yeah, okay, fine. 2d6, 2d8 plus 4. So then this will be for Roman. It was a 6 or 8. No, I think it was 8. 2d8 plus 4. 13 points
Hey.
for Roman.
Wait, there's no way this is real.
Thanks, Doc.
Alright.
Maybe next time, if I don't kill a child because of the next boss, I'll leave him for you.
We could have taken her to the authorities and figured out what she was alluding to, is what I'm saying. And then we could have murdered her. You know,
Authorities
in
murder
jail.
her? That doesn't seem too different than just murdering her.
But then we'd have the information we need. So we
What
can
is
pass out more retribution, because I'm sure she wasn't the only one that was running this whole dwarven child sex ring thing.
Listen, you're looking too small. You now have a full town of children that would likely be your disciples.
Sure enough, while you guys are having this conversation, going downstairs,
But I only care about the
Um,
dwarven ones.
Tom, you don't have dark vision, do you?
Nope.
So you're just following in below.
Or trip down the stairs.
So Reginald, as you walk down, you seem to notice that there seems to be a variety of instruments of torture down here.
Instruments of torture.
Vices, racks, the usual gibbets.
Could I cast... Wait, do clerics get light? Hold on.
Believe you do.
I've
love
got
it.
it as a cantrip. I'll just cast it.
Yeah, could we cast that on a specific part of an item, or...
On Roman's kabong thing
Okay.
here.
Well, I mean,
His loot.
My issue is, would the loot be
It's fat
too
loot.
large?
Huh?
My issue would be, is the loot too large of an item?
No.
No,
No.
I think it's
It's
fine.
just fine.
Okay.
It radiates light in a 30-foot radius,
All
Okay,
right.
30 feet isn't that bad.
Perfect.
illuminating all of the terrible torture devices and making you wish I hadn't done it.
as
I'm going to play a sad and melancholy tune as we walk.
Jesus. Yeah. Ed, did
Just
you
play
actually
the
go down there with
sounds.
him?
No, nobody out to go get Eddie. So Eddie's just, having his little panic attack and crying in 3 voice boxes. And, yeah.
Homeboy's
Was
having an
Eddie
issue.
paralyzed?
Poor Eddie.
He's having a moment. Give him some time. He'll be alright. So, sure enough, as you get through, you start to realize that these torture devices were likely not mostly, just mostly used on, her political enemies and people she could get her hands on at the time. Though, as you start to make your way down, you start to see that this place was used more than just to extract information, but seems to be more like her own little place to exact her own twisted. Good night. Her own twisted sense of enjoyment.
Not feeling any worse about killing her, honestly.
We could
As you guys
raise
continue on, I'm gonna need Constitution saving throws from everyone.
Oh, I'm good at those.
Including Eddie, who is not
No.
in that area? Okay.
No. Only people who went downstairs.
We're splitting the party, aren't we? God damn it.
Only good things can come from that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to
Oh,
go
shit.
back and get Eddie, assuming everyone knows I'm the only healer. I'm just gonna assume everyone's just gonna follow me as I go grab Eddie.
You want to try and get Eddie to follow you, eh? Is that what you're gonna
No,
do
I'm not
today?
gonna try and get Eddie to follow me. I'm gonna try and yell, "Bunny, we're leaving!" and just see if I can piss him off enough to force you to run after me.
Well, Eddie isn't the hare. The hare is the one who doesn't like being called a bunny.
Yes, but Eddie doesn't like it when I just called my character Morden. When Doric makes fun of the hare, correct?
No, Eddie just gets anxious that means he's going to get beaten up again
By
because
the
the
hare.
hare blames him for it.
Gotcha.
But he's already having a panic attack, so he's probably just gonna cry harder and stay where.
In that case, I'll just grab him by the scruff of the neck.
You just drag his ass down
Yep.
there.
Oh boy!
Get on down
Yeah.
here and smell the rotten meat like the rest of us.
He,
Sissy lips.
We need the glass cannon, goddammit.
As you drag Ed down the stairs, his ass he's hitting his ass on every stair.
he's gonna crawl upright. I mean, he's gonna try and get away from you and walk with you, I guess.
So he stands
He's not
up.
happy, but he's either going to fight for his life in terror because he thinks you're going to try and murder him, or he's going to come to his senses a bit, stand up when you grab him, and follow you apprehensively.
Okay, if your character freaks out, I will cast Calm Person on you then, if that's the case.
Well, I guess I should check.
You are not necessarily a willing target, so you do have to make the save for it. So, result.
I'm going to check if he comes
The
to his
entire
senses.
time I go,
or
do you
he-
consent?
Tell that bitch to chill. Chill, honey bunny.
You consent to the chill. And it's not even. He doesn't even put his hand on you. He just slaps the shit out of you. Bitch, be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not what. Oh,
My
that's a
name
bad
is
idea
Pimp
too.
Slickback.
A pimp named
Okay, Eddie gets to his senses. Somehow he manages to start seeing reality as reality is a little bit. So he's okay. He's still miserable, but he's conscious enough to follow you.
Okay.
And
All
knows
little
that you're not
Fonzies now.
necessarily a threat.
I'm assuming
That's
you guys are waiting for them to get back, or are you going to continue going forward, Reginald?
Well, I love a bit of street theatre.
All right, so you're gonna wait.
Oh,
then.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
Sure enough, everybody kind of gets together. Now, Ed, I do need you to make the Constitution saving throw. Sure enough, there's a rather putrid smell down here, and as you guys progressively get closer and closer,
There's more than just the smell. There's also sounds.
How bad is the smell?
Bad enough, Roman, that you feel nauseated and you feel like you're going to. So, Reginald, you feel like adverse. Actually, Roman, you also feel like you almost want to leave. That this smell is so overpowering and mighty that it forces like you cannot stand any around it. You almost turn back, but you don't leave. You just stay almost where that smell starts.
I would like to take the 3 women's undergarments I have and fashion them into a mask.
I mean, sure. If that's all you're gonna do it, then fine, you're good. So Reginald, you feel pretty bad, but you can definitely kind of muscle through it. The smell's rancid, but you definitely get to it. So you see a large wooden door in front of you. It doesn't seem to have much like a handle, but rather just like an iron clasp that allows you to pull the door open.
I'm going to check it for traps.
All right, investigation for me. Door looks fine to me.
All right. I'm going to turn the latch and open it up.
You pull the door open, and the door doesn't seem to give any sort of like indication other than the fact that it's probably needed some sort of like medieval equivalent to WD-40. As you get there, the smell just comes rushing in, and it is absolutely nauseating. You look deeper inside, and you actually see the bodies of several people stacked up high on like some sort of like not like a conveyor belt, but a stack. So, given by the smell, they've been here. Smell of heaping poison rainbows. there are several, like this is almost like several dozen people stacked up here.
Several thousand people? How big is this?
Not thousand, dozen.
Oh, dozen.
I know, this woman hasn't been running the damn Holocaust from her goddamn shack. No, please. That's insane. But she's definitely been running something down here. And they're just like put down on a almost like a stack, leading into some sort of machine. You guys aren't necessarily sure what it is, but you definitely have the impression that whatever is being done down here, it is not kosher in the slightest. Is there anything you guys would like to do?
Yes.
Maybe...
I'd very much like to search for survivors and then start a fire.
Alright, give me an investigation check. You find no one. The room is empty and still. It looks really bad, and it's quite the scene. The floor itself is stained a weird, like burgundy red, as the walls almost feel like they've been caked in some semblance of blood. I woke up drunk with a lot of you yelling at me to heal you. You find a torch on the wall, and you set fire to you put fire to the machine, and the machine starts to catches the wooden bits of it start to go up. I'm assuming you guys are going to leave from there?
Oh, yes.
So as you guys all leave, setting fire to the building as you guys go, you guys get up to where you guys were before. At the attention are several city guards, as well as a large woman missing a right arm. Kind of stares and says, "That will be far enough. You and I need to have a conversation in private." And then from there is where we're going to end session.
Hey.
All right.
So, it's very likely you guys are going to be questioned, but for the city guards, for the actions that you guys committed here today. Is there any? What do you guys think? Do you guys enjoy it? Is everything fine?
Immensely.
Very good.
Yeah,
I
had a
really
lot of fun.
disliked this one.
I mean, yeah, it was a little more.
I didn't like. I shouldn't have mentioned what Eddie looked like because it was intensely unpleasant being the only minor in the group, being the one that has to pretend to be a child prostitute, and it was made worse by the fact that the person who was supposedly selling me out was my biological father in real life. That was
That is a
deeply
little bit
unpleasant.
Sweetie, I'm sorry.
dark. Luckily, the I am sorry about that. I was actually expecting just to do the casual disguise trick. That it was rather funny, though. Yeah, that was a little fuck side, but the nature of the game. Sorry about that.
Not to mention the fact that these people seem to view my character's trauma as entertainment.
Oh, they're well.
Terribly cruel.
Yeah, and actually,
Eddie's supposed to be the sick fuck here. You people have good alignment. I'm assuming, considering at least one of you is a cleric.
Well, yeah. Doesn't mean I have to be goody two shoes about it.
Well, lawful only states that you do not break the tenets of your god.
Right.
Now, we shall see where this goes plot-wise, because I can definitely see this creating interesting rifts between the party members.
It's very strange that the person whose alignment is probably technically supposed to be lawful evil is the one that's been the most polite and nice so far, honestly.
I mean, isn't that how it usually goes?
Actually,
That's
yes,
how I play
we're
all my evil characters.
like the thing is, like the kicker with lawful evil is that lawful evil sets itself in such a selfish situation that they kind of need to act like a decent person because it kind of allows them to justify their absolutely heinous actions.
Yeah, pretty
Just
much.
annoying that, you know, so far these people have menaced random people that Eddie was trying to befriend and laughed at his trauma and dragged him around. And so far he's just trying to make sure that the people that he likes are mentally okay.
I mean, as of right now, everybody seems to be okay.
I mean,
Oh, he doesn't like these people. Not anymore. He was okay with them before, but one of them's a filthy fucking human, and they clearly don't respect him. So he's
And I
he's
thought my
lost
character was
interest in these
racist.
people. He's gonna put up with it because
Who else is human here?
Only you.
yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Just you, Rama.
Get fucking annihilated.
What did I do? I'm sorry.
Well, no, it's it's going to be a very interesting a very interesting plot line, because you would be surprised how often, like, when situations like this end up occurring in D&D campaigns, where the person who's either used as like the live bait or some sort of a scapegoat for the rest of the group never really gets to do anything with it. I've always been a fan of trying to like take something on that and see how that works out. But we shall see how that pans out for the next session. If you guys have any questions, concerns, or anything else, please don't hesitate to message me. We'll work it out. We'll get everything done, sort it out that way. I will actually give some good news. You guys did level up today.
Oh,
So you guys are now all level 7.
Sweet.
very cool.
So I'm going to head off. I need to go get some food because I have not eaten today.
that is
Maybe.
Yeah,
concerning.
definitely go eat for sure.
Well, no, I'm fine.
Yeah, but
I
still
eat
go
maybe only once a day. And plus, I was waiting because my parents made chocolate. It's just they made it,
Gotcha.
and we weren't able to. I haven't been able to eat because we started around the same time everybody was done.
Go
So you guys have an amazing day. Love all of you.
All right. Later.
Same to you.
Peace.
Good night.
See you soon.
Take care, guys.
All right. So, I mean, yeah, that's the end of the not the campaign. It was the end of tonight's session. Is anyone here? Should I even? Kind of. So, if you enjoyed what you watched, please consider following me. I don't expect to sub. I know I didn't really do a whole lot, but if you enjoyed, please follow. Thank you so much for watching. I do have a YouTube channel. I will be doing something with that in the very near future. I don't know if that's going to be live streams or if that's going to be actual content, but it's going to happen at some point. So please watch out for that. Please look me up on YouTube, subscribe to that. Yeah, thanks for adventuring with me. Later. And ciao.